Hello and welcome to another fantastic East London Fighters event. Of course, it's a TNT night and I'm very happy to do it with none other than Redbean.
Hello, hey everyone. Yeah, it's good to be back commentating MK, engaging with the community. So yeah, we've got a great show for you today.
Yeah, no, we have some fantastic players, some unknown players as well, which is quite a surprise. It's not like a huge, massive turnout, of course, because we have Celtic Throwdown this weekend. But in saying that, there are people that are still left over who couldn't make the trip, who are probably just as talented that have signed up here to play. So I'm intrigued to see what they can bring to the table. And who knows, there might be some diamonds here that we haven't actually seen or heard of. Since it is an online tournament, there is a majority of the community that unfortunately cannot participate in a majority of tournaments that take place not very locally to them. So today we are going. Our first match is actually going to be between none other than Falcon, a good friend of mine, and a player who I'm actually unfamiliar with and rather excited to see by the name of Lee Sandro. Now, I am not sure what we'll really see out of this player here, but needless to say, of course I am excited, very excited, because online players they're very interesting because they have a very different sense of neutral, definitely, because but that comes from like playing from offline and online. Like it's two different big experiences. So, it could be Lisandro could absolutely play anyone in this game.
Yeah, and I think one of the good things about, when a game is really fresh like Mortal Kombat and you've got these kind of online events, you do get people who perhaps you haven't seen play before pop up and yeah, often quite a lot of upsets.
Yeah, no, there's definitely the two players here in the bracket that I'm definitely very familiar with, as you are. Is Falcon, who has commentated previously for an East London Fighters event, and a player by the name of Hollow, who is featured in multiple East London Fighters events, and also has a background in Soul Calibur, which is a game that I'm well aware you do extremely adore.
Yeah, I absolutely do. And alongside playing Soul Calibur, obviously, I also play MK. And I think it's quite interesting for a player like Hollow to see how the experience that he's got with different games kind of transfers. Because even
Mhm.
at Celtic Throwdown, for example, this weekend we've seen video games really making a
Yes.
name for himself out there. And he comes from a Tekken background. So it's always interesting to see players like Hollow, like Ninja Killer, like video games
Mhm.
how they bring that experience from one game to another.
The thing is that it's very inspiring as well, is that video games and Dizzy TT, who's like top 10 in the world right now, might I add, are both unsponsored players despite
Yeah,
their extremely high rankings and ability to actually like really mop competition. And Video Game Joe plays Shao Kahn, who got like buffed in the
yeah,
most recent
exactly.
patch. So like if there was
But I guess it's
ever
partly the kind of UK player curse, isn't it? With
yes.
not many of our players are sponsored, but I guess this is kind of like a tournament like this, and others that are out there. It's an opportunity for you to kind of show what you've got and show um, where your talents lie. And today there's going to actually be quite a lot of time to do that because although we don't have a full house, we've got 7 competitors, but we're going to actually be playing in round robin format. What that means is that everyone is going to get a chance to play everyone, and the winner is going to be the person that kind of catches them all, I suppose. So that's the format that we're going to be playing with today, guys.
No, I'm very interested because, of course, this is my first time commentating one of these events in particular as well. So I've actually never seen this in person. So I'm intrigued to see what everyone's going to do and what everyone's going to bring to the table. Because, like I said, there are probably some hidden diamonds here. And again, we know like two of the players here, we're quite familiar with them, and the quality of play is very high.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I just want to see what's really going to go on because they are such good players, such good players. And
Yeah.
understandably, like people who sign up online, it's not that they're signing up for the sake of signing up. It's probably because they're quite confident in the play as well.
Yeah, and I guess online tournaments, because you get to do them from the comfort of your own bedroom as well, there's something there that means that, there's kind of less panic, less anxiety or whatnot. And so your talents can kind of come through. I personally find it a lot easier playing in the comfort of my own bedroom than, out
Yes.
in on offline settings. So yeah.
No, for sure. Sorry, guys, a little bit of an issue that we're currently having with the King of the Hill, so just bear with us for a little bit. Matches will will get get going in a bit. They'll get going in a bit. But in the meantime, whilst we wait for all of this kind of to knit itself together, let's have a chat about that combat pack that came out about 2 weeks ago.
Ooh.
Ooh, how are you feeling about that?
Well, I don't know. I'm a little bit torn because I actually have all the characters that I wanted to be in the game anyway.
Hmm.
Noob Saibot being kind of the main guy that I wanted to see return to MK11. And so the combat pack looks really good to me, but yeah, I guess I'm a bit comfortable where I'm at the moment. But I have to say, Terminator looks
Oh,
surprisingly good, I think.
oh, I'm so excited because like a massive part of my childhood was like the Terminator films, and I
Yeah.
distinctly remember growing up like thoroughly enjoying Terminator 2. It's up there, probably my favorite films of all time. And so when I saw his inclusion in it, I was like, my childhood heroes made it in. Now I got to see him get decapitated, but still I get to play him. So I'm pretty happy with that combat pack. I'm not sure how I feel about the inclusion of the Joker. I think everyone's kind of on the
Controversial.
fence about that
Yeah.
because it goes hand in hand with Warner Brothers cross promotion. They absolutely do love that. But yeah, I don't know. I've never thought Mortal Kombat and the Joker. Those two things have never really come across my mind. Really.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I personally am probably more towards the pro Joker side than against. I
Mhm.
think that his character design looks really good. Like he looks really attractive. And I guess the thing about the Joker is he's featured in the previous Injustice games and he's quite like a evil, mean, vindictive character, and you
Oh
only kind of
yes.
see that side of him in a kind of jokey, family-friendly way. And I
Mhm.
think in the context of a game like Mortal Kombat, actually, what we're going to be able to get from him is the gore, like that real dark, narcissistic side. And I think yeah, I think for people that like Joker, they're going to love his inclusion in MK.
Mhm.
But for people who are a little bit sick of having it in NRS games, then yeah, I get
Mhm.
it.
Yeah. All right. We've had a little bit of a quick change, guys, because unfortunately Falcon had some issues. I'm not entirely too sure what's going on at his end.
Noob
So instead of having
Saibot.
Lisandro versus
Kung
Falcon, we're now going to have
Lao.
Lisandro versus Hollow, your fellow noob Cybot player at your end.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
Shucks
I'm really happy to see this as our first game actually, because we were talking about Hollow earlier, and obviously he's one of the better known games in this tournament, and also he's playing my character, although the Dark Sabbath variation, but
ooh,
nevertheless, you know,
you got to stick with your
happy to
loyalty
be
to your
represented.
guns. But Lisandro himself picking up Kung Lao. And this, I believe, he has not gone for hat trick
You
yet. I
do
think
not
he's gone
quit,
for the other
Leon.
variation with the orbiting hat, which is something I've actually never
And
seen
yet
from
somehow
a
Yeah.
I am
competitive
not
standpoint.
afraid.
So I am
Round
really
one.
excited to see exactly
Fight.
what's going to happen here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess before Foxy Grandpa picked up Kung Lao, when he had that kind of at the start of the game, he was a little bit like, you know, that whole character crisis mode. But now that he's picked him up, I am starting to see more Kung Laos out there, and people being a lot more confident with this character because he's really good.
Definitely.
So yeah, we'll see what
Kung Lao's always had very
Lisandro's
smooth
got.
damage output. Ooh, I think this will be from Hollow. Going for the restand. What's it going to be? Oh, into grab, great repositioning, keeping him in the corner, wanting to apply that pressure. And Lisandro going for a very wise choice, delayed wake up there, wanting to bait Hollow in.
Ooh, that's going to be a punish.
That is a very brave choice. Great breakaway on his part, but very dangerous point to be against Noob Sub. Oh, bit of a random fatal blow there. I guess with your back up against the wall and you have no options, it's kind of worth throwing it out, but I don't think that would have actually have killed if you
Round
did
two.
hit.
Yeah, exactly.
Fight.
And you got to be a little bit careful in that corner position as well, because if you like throw out a fatal blow and you get punished for it, or as Lisandro did, you know, you're throwing out a throw and it whiffs, then not only are you going to have lost the round, but you're going to still be stuck in the corner position. And this is why that's bad. Hollow is going.
Yeah, unfortunately dropped the combo, but Hollow not discouraged. Lisandro a little bit scared to get things going at the moment, but anything's absolutely possible in this game. Great choice with delayed hat, but he needs to be very careful, especially with that orbiting hat, because although he can jail the opponent when he throws out, ooh, great delay, he can become very problematic. Oh,
Yeah.
great read from Hollow.
Yep,
Oh,
coming out with the mid clone.
Saibot.
Yeah, no,
Pretty
no.
strong from Hollow there. Quick 2 rounds.
Yeah, no, very, very quick. It just seemed like at first, it seemed like Lisandro was doing pretty well, but just Hollow doing what Hollow does with Noob Saibot. He's been playing, I'm pretty sure he's been playing Noob Saibot ever since the game's come out, and has been pretty damn consistent with his placings and how he just utilizes a lot of Noob's
Yeah.
just toolset in general. It's nothing short of superb.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Noob Saibot, I know when they first revealed the character, they kind of advertised him as being the classic zoner in the game.
Mhm.
But actually, I feel that he really excels at that mid to far range, not necessarily at at full screen, which is going to be interesting with this matchup with Cetrion, because Cetrion does want to be at full screen. So it's going to be interesting to see how Hollow actually runs with that.
Yeah, no, I'm interested to see if he'll be able to adapt on the fly quickly. But the thing is, although Cetrion does have very strong keep away game, you need to keep in mind, Noob Saibot does have those projectiles, and of course he does have that teleport which he can use at any time.
Absolutely.
So,
And one mistimed projectile, and Lisandro is going to pay for that. So he needs to be careful. And what an amazing anti-air fireball!
great stuff pushing away. Oh, Hollow unfortunately teleporting right into the ground pound. Now, I'm not sure if Hollow's aware of this, but with the ground pound, you can actually jump over the second one. It doesn't actually completely jail you. However, judging by his experience right now, he might just be holding it. Oh, big damage in the corner.
Yeah, he's going to maintain corner position there, and he gets the Oki. Lisandro not blocking.
Yep, oh, that's going to be a do not do breakaway, sir. Yep, that Hollow takes that round very quick. Very, very
I have to
quick.
say though, unrelated to the gameplay, I really like this Noob Saibot costume. It is cool.
So cool. I mean, I honestly, I adore both of these characters' costumes, but I've always loved Cetrion's designs. Like, a lot of her costumes are really cool. Some of her headpieces a little bit funky though, not gonna lie, the spider crawling all over my scalp. But, despite that, Lisandro putting in some work here, adaptations being made, and the game has definitely so far has been quite slow, but Hollow getting in on Lisandro's face.
Yep, gets the throw in there. And there it is, the punish.
Goes to the overhead. Down through, down four, into that.
That's one of the things that I found about this game that's quite frustrating sometimes, especially online, is poking wars.
Yes.
But, you know, with the latest patch, and they've made, you know, standing one's jail better, then cool, it's a lot better now, but yeah.
Yeah, no, Hollow's definitely was being smart there as well, taking his time. This is a place you do not want to be. Now, he needs to be aware of that fatal blow, because if he teleports, it's going to hit him over the head.
Oh, what? That was a punish!
Great reversal.
He knows his stuff.
That is dead from Lisandro. Hollow taking 2 matches over him. Wow.
And this is the thing about a game that's been out for like a few months now. Players are going to start exhibiting those specific matchup techniques and skills just like that.
Yeah, no, definitely. The thing is as well, I can't speak for Lisandro because obviously I'm not too familiar with him, but he was playing rather well. But the thing is, Hollow clearly has not just a lot of experience in this game, but of fighting games in general. So, you know, like his ability to adapt on the fly, as well as like coming from his previous fighting game background, should be no secret. So, massive props to Hollow there for a pretty damn clean 2-0 so far.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh. Now, I believe, boss, before we get on to our next matches, I want to quickly talk about what we have here. Would you like to talk about the match arena, or shall I, Redbean?
Go for it, go for it. You introduced it, go for it.
Okay, so basically, guys, we have something known as... This basically functions as a somewhat prize pot for elf tournaments that are held. So if you have any spare change on the side, and if you ever want to participate and possibly win that money, then I highly advise you chuck some money in there. Like, if anyone just throws in £1 or a bit more, then it could help contribute, honestly, to making the prize pots much larger for any future elf tournaments. So that means we'll be getting bigger prize pots, bigger tournaments, a larger fan base of players coming in. So if you want to be involved in that, please do click on the link, because it will be a great opportunity. great
And we
opportunity.
also have a free code that you can use as well to donate
Ooh.
for free. So all that takes is just a little bit of time, clicking onto the Matcherino and using the code. And just going to get the code up now. It's MK11KOS. That's the
Ooh.
code. So if you type in that code to Matcherino, you can donate for free.
Mhm. Yes, also, by the way, guys, just a quick heads up. It is a first to free. Unfortunately, I do not believe Hollow actually knew about that. So he's unexpectedly left right now, but we're going to drag him back in with a sickle. He can't get away that quickly. He won. He cannot run away at this point. He's in our clutches.
Yep, Lisandro could use some time to breathe, some time to gather himself, figure out what his strategy is going to be
No, it'll be
before getting
I
back
think
in the ring.
it's the breather he'll kind of need. Lisandro's clearly quite an experienced player. I'm very impressed by him actually picking Orbital Kung Lao, because
Yeah.
that's variation. That's the first time I've seen anyone actually use this variation at any point in the tournament. So that was some really cool hype stuff. Hopefully, well, the thing is, he went from playing Kung Lao to Cetrion. So do you think we're going to see a switch back to Lao, or he's going to stick with his guns?
Hmm. It's difficult to say because I think he did like equally decent with both of them. So I guess it comes back to whatever he's going to feel more comfortable with. But I don't really know this player, so yeah, it's kind of a bit all of a guess at the moment.
Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see.
So he's
Okay,
going
so
for the Cetrion then.
okay, good choice. It definitely seemed like he seems a little bit more comfortable in that matchup, especially when the pacing of it actually slowed down as well.
Yeah.
But Hollow, again, obviously because he's still winning, is going to pick his really sick-looking noob Cybot. I really want that helmet. It looks so good. I'm pretty sure you
Yeah, I
can
think
only
that
get.
helmet's like one of the ones that's super hard to get.
I think it's Combat League. I think it is Combat League exclusive.
Ah.
Oh, which means I probably missed my opportunity for that sick gear. Damn. Alright, Lisandro, starting strikes. Oh, Hollow not doing anything right now. But honestly, I underestimated how good of a tool that is to get him etc. To just jump
Yeah,
over
the sickle
boulders.
teleport is insane.
Yeah, Hollow going for very early down two. Now, a very big habit of Hollow is usually on a launch, he'll preemptively go for down twos. Now, he doesn't do it, because, he can't finish the combo. He does it because he believes his opponent's going to utilize a breakaway. So by doing so, he'll catch them and do a little bit of extra damage on the guaranteed drop. But now, since we're getting back to the match, Lisandro applying more pressure and Hollow struggling to get in here. It looks like Lisandro's going to get one up.
Yeah, he was going for the staggers there and using Force of Nature's not the best mix-ups, but definitely she's got like low overhead opportunities.
Hollow bringing this back, and he just stalled around. He just stalled around with that crushing blow. Okay, that must that was kind of theft of the highest order from Hollow.
Yeah, that was hurt. That was hurt.
And that's one of the main issues with Cetrion. Outside of her keep away game, she does not really have that strong of a crushing blow game compared to other characters. So she has to really work hard for her damage. Whereas there was characters like Geras who used to get it off you practically sneezing.
Yeah.
Now at this point there had been some changes to him, but he's still a tank. And Lee just being kept in the corner here by Hollow, afraid to press a button.
Yeah, it's a really difficult situation, and especially with this variation that Lisandro is playing, you can't just teleport out of the corner like you might do with spring cleaning. So, yeah, a really tough situation, but he's managed to get out.
Yeah, good throw tech from Hollow, but at this point it seems like Hollow's definitely still in the lead right now, going for ground pound. Ooh,
desperation.
Absolutely. It's really starting to get Hollow. Oh, very dangerous there. Choice with the projectile.
Oh, and again! He wants this fatal blow. He's gonna have it.
I think it's possible. Absolutely anything. Now, that fatal blow is going to come back any second now and keep his eye out for it. But Hollow's really just...
Oh, but he goes in. I'm not sure why he jumped in there. Very risky stuff. And now Noob Cybot is right in his face.
Right down to...
Down to.
10 seconds left on the clock as well. Oh, my word. No, great match is shown from both of them. Lisandro clearly started to adapt in the later half of the match, but the thing is, with Hollow's nature and how he plays, he can just switch it up on the fly at any point in time. And I think because of that, Lisandro unfortunately couldn't adapt just as quick. But great showing from both players, and that's a pretty distinctive 3-0 from Hollow.
Yep, absolutely 3-0. So that's
Yeah.
officially our first round of the round robin done. Not sure who we've got coming on next, but we've got some great games lined up for you all. A nice Sunday of Mortal Kombat.
Oh yes, what a
And
great way to spend the Sunday.
yeah, absolutely. And as we said earlier, this is a round robin. So what that means is that everyone who's in the tournament is gonna play everyone. Might not get every game on stream, but certainly, I guess it's one of those tournaments where it's not about who was in the same bracket as you, or whether you had an easy or difficult path through the tournament. This is simply who wins the most.
Yes, and we do have some very, very good players here. Also, I've just been informed that the prize pot will be going to the top 3 that we do have here. So, money for everyone, basically. But
Yeah,
only
that's
top
nearly
3.
50% of the players. That's a strong prize pot.
So, if at any point you lose, don't worry, you can still in it. You can still most certainly win all. But
Don't forget, guys, you can contribute to the Matcherino. There will be links that the bots are popping up in your streams. If you just click the link, you'll be able to donate for free with the MK11KOS code. So do take some time to do that. And yeah, when you've got grassroots community events like this, part of the way that we can make it a prize pot is by all the community getting together.
yes, no, it's a great opportunity to help support the community and really kind of give them a kind of a pat on the back as well for the work they put into this game, because a lot of people have been grinding the game. It's definitely a very different beast to how X is played. So in this game, I'd say you'd have to put in definitely more time into this than you did in X, but that's because it plays in a very, I wouldn't say it's very neutral heavy, but there's definitely a different flavor to how it should be played, and you have to be aware of stuff that you wouldn't really get if you're playing something like the AI. If you're playing
Yeah.
against an actual person, you'll definitely learn something much more.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, we're going to have our next match in a second, and it looks like Falcon is finally going to run up here and play against Lisandro. Now, Falcon himself, a very, very big MK and NRS fan in general, a fellow commentator of mine, wink, wink.
Yeah.
And he has always been a very, very solid player when it comes to NRS games. And Falcon in this game has somewhat had a little bit of a character crisis. He's been playing quite a lot of characters since release, because I remember on release he played Cassie Cage for a bit, but didn't really tickle his fancy, so he dived into Scorpion a bit, but couldn't really find something there. And on point of release, no one really knew like how to utilize Shao Kahn properly.
Yeah.
And that's where like people like Video Games Yo came up. And then once people started seeing this fantastic Shao Kahn player, Falcon was like, all right, I'm gonna, kind of go back to how I feel about the character and use what Video Games Yo's doing as like somewhat inspiration and help to kind of push himself. And as we're talking about this, Video Games Yo is currently over in Ireland playing at Celtic Throwdown, making top 8 on losers.
Yeah, he made top 8. He beat Biohazard for top 8 yesterday, which is bananas. But also, it's really a testament to the talent that we've got here in the UK, and we don't really get to show it off that much. So, having international players travel down to Europe and getting to showcase our players is really fantastic.
Yeah, no, there's some absolutely superb talent. Like, I mean, outside of Video Game Joe, we also have the very young 17. Now, I think he should be 18 by now. Player Dizzy TT, who's ranked 10 globally in the world right now, has consistently performed well at US majors, and I'm blown away by how great he is, and the fact that Video Game Joe and Dizzy TT are yet to be sponsored is just.
Yeah. But hopefully, their time's coming. I mean, I think esports in the UK is really, really on the rise at the moment, isn't it? That we've got,
Mm,
Astro who have come in and they're supporting, different games, different communities. We've got Dragon Slay who's been here for a while now, and it's really, really starting to get some kind of like big names and bit of money in the scene
yes.
actually, which is good.
Yeah, no, it's definitely going to help encourage a lot of players to come around that are just strictly online warriors. It's a really good opportunity for a bunch of them. But one thing, since we're talking about communities and how there's like been a massive resurgence and like more money's being put in, let's talk quickly about Soul Calibur because my word, like,
Ooh.
has the community exploded since I would probably say about verse fighting, and since then it's been like at an all-time high and it's like retaining it the entire
Yeah.
time. Like
I,
it
I
is insane.
genuinely feel that. So I've played quite a few. Well, no, I haven't. I've played quite a small amount of fighting games. Injustice 2, a little bit of MKX, Dragon Ball Fighters, Soul Calibur, and MK11. And out of these games, the kind of like level of spirit in the Soul Calibur community is unmatched and probably maybe only rivaled by what we're seeing in MK11 at the moment. Really passionate community, lots of talent in the UK, but it's a really good time for fighting games across the board. Really is.
Yeah, no, it's honestly it's fantastic. Like the community is it's so good as well because we communicate with each other extremely well, and there's a lot of faces in the community that are very happy to like work with you and reach out to you and just give you like pointers as
Absolutely.
well. Like even if it's
Absolutely.
from like a personal point or even like from a playing point. Like there's some really great people in this community, and you can make some really really good friends from it.
Yeah, and one thing that I find interesting is the overlap as well between the MK community and the Soul Calibur community. Hollow's
Yes.
I'm an example. Holy Carp's an example. Holy Carp, got he got top eight at he got Holy Carp is playing Mortal Kombat. Yeah, he got
Yeah.
top eight at Versus Fighting for Soul
Mhm.
Calibur, and at the same time was playing MK11 as well. And then even you,
Yes.
you're an example of that Soul Calibur MK11 crossover as well.
Yeah, no, Soul Calibur is actually, I'm pretty sure it was either Soul Calibur 2, Tekken 4, which was my first fighting games. And I remember picking up distinctly. So when I was given the opportunity to do some form of promotion for like Soul Calibur 6, I was on it like that. And I
Yeah,
remember I didn't really know much about Soul Calibur probably from a playing standpoint. But I went to one of their press evenings and they invited some high level players, and I didn't know them, understandably, but I was there with ketchup and mustard. So after they leave and it's just me, like I want to record some gameplay, someone taps me on the shoulder and says, "Can I get some games?" Like, yeah, sure thing. It's like, oh, sorry, what's your name? It's like, oh, my name's Andy Rue. And I got obliterated so bad by him, like that first, what was it? No, not even the first two matches, all the matches. So, like, this was before Zaslamel had released, so it was the early build with Shanghua, Nightmare, um, Yoshimitsu wasn't out at the time, had Grow. So it was like the super, super early build you saw at Evo Japan. And I remember I was playing him and I was like, wow, this guy's really good. And since then, I've actually gotten to know Andy Rue quite well, and he's actually become a
yeah.
bit of a training partner of mine. So, like, I love how my understanding of like Soul Calibur 6 was early access at Bandai Namco, and just having Andy Rue, Silent Joel, and Holy Carp beat it into me that I need to get better for months on end.
But yeah, I think that's what's so great about the Soul Calibur community, but also the Mortal Kombat community. The great thing about the MK community is they've got so many people like that who are also putting out some really fantastic content, like Ketchup and Mustard, lots of American YouTubers and people who stream. Foxy Grandpa is literally always streaming, and he's one of those players that he literally plays anyone if he's got the time, and he'll happily give you like pointers and tips. And
Mhm.
yeah, I remember when he used to play Dragon Ball Fighters, and one thing that he said was that you can learn something from playing anyone, and that's just, yeah, I think an example of just good guys that we have here in the UK scene.
Yeah, no, honestly, I didn't really know. I'd say I don't. I've always been a fan of Soxy, but I never actually got to talk to him properly up until the most recent event that you guys had held, which was Revolver, actually. So that's the first time I actually got to meet him and have a chat with him. He's
Yeah.
really, really cool dude. Really, really cool dude. And also, he won't be watching at this point, but massive good luck to him keeping Celtic Throwdown locked down, making top 8 winner side right now.
Oh
So
wow,
hopefully,
amazing.
oh yeah, I mean, Foxy has been one of those players that's so incredibly consistent at
Yeah.
every single American and actually every single MK major in general. He's made top 8 for it.
Yeah, and MK is just his natural calling, isn't it? Because I
Oh
I
yes.
first met him through the Dragon Ball Fighters scene, and obviously I knew about him because of Injustice 2. But I think he was a lot less consistent when he was playing Dragon Ball Fighters, and I actually think it was quite frustrating for him, and he was really waiting for the next NRS game to come out. But it's in MK that you really see him shine. Like
Yes.
he's so
Absolutely.
good.
Absolutely. Because honestly, like his consistency has been supremely good in MKX and MK11. Like it's just been nothing short of amazing. Mm. Uh,
So we are almost ready to be getting our new game up and running. Sorry about the delays, guys. See, everyone always complains that tournaments are done offline on PS4, but sometimes the logistics involved with online tournaments, no matter what the platform is, it's yeah. I think consoles make tournaments quite simple. I couldn't imagine this kind of rigmarole on a PC.
Yeah, like it's really good, honestly, being able to hold like tournaments online. But unfortunately, there can be some issues with connections and
Yeah.
some people stuff, which it can't be helped, honestly. Unless you're on Wi-Fi, stop playing on Wi-Fi. Get wired. But yeah, no, honestly, it's one of the great opportunities, especially now with MK11 netcode. It's definitely gotten much better than the X days. God, I used to remember how bad it was back in the 360 days on MK9.
I
Ooh,
don't even want to imagine.
everyone was on Wi-Fi. There was probably about 19 frames of lag because of the connection. It was playable in some cases, so it made a massive part of MK9's gameplay was dash canceling. So online, if you were to do dash cancel, it would be, let's say, one dash forward, one dash forward into like your combo finisher. But when you have approximately about 19 frames of lag, those dash combos become nigh impossible. So, it was truly, truly just something else.
Yeah, and I suppose that's the thing that I learned quite early on when I was playing fighting games is that the kind of game that you play online can be very different to the one you're playing offline, and things that will work online, they don't necessarily work offline, whether that's like, combos or tactics or things like that, and then vice versa as well. Things that you can easily pull off offline, online, becomes a bit trickier.
Hmm. For sure. Hopefully, we can get some matches in very soon. Ooh.
Okay,
So,
so our next match is indeed starting. We've got Hollow versus Deacon Frost, and I'm hoping that means he's going to be playing Frost.
oh, hopefully, hopefully we can get some Frost action. Oh no,
Ooh,
yes,
ooh,
no.
ooh, ooh, Shao Kahn, even
Ooh,
better. Fair enough.
okay, okay. So, Noob Cyborg against Shao Kahn. I don't really know anything about this matchup, so I'll leave it to you, the Noob Cyborg expert, to kind of give me your thoughts on how you feel about this matchup for Noob.
I think that Shao Kahn, a little bit like a character like Jax, they're quite interesting in terms of matchups with Noob because Noob obviously wants to keep you at that kind of mid, far, and I guess sometimes even full screen distance. The thing about characters like Shao Kahn and Jax is they've got some kind of screw neutral moves, right? Where they, in a short space of time, can take up quite a lot of space and get in quite quickly. So the problem is, like, as soon as Noob throws out one projectile, they can advance and cover so much distance. So it can be difficult. But also it depends on the player that's playing the matchup as well.
Oh, definitely. Great down two from Holiday on the bait, realizing that he hit him with that full combo finisher and knew that he was going for the breakaway. Now, this, at first, it looked like Deacon Frost was really kind of dominating, was going for the plus frames. Of course, Shao Kahn's jumping free, one of the hardest ones in the game to, like, down two and get out of. But just Hollow just turning this entire game around right out the gate. Looks like there was some connection issues at first, but it has clearly polished, and now Hollow just going to town.
Yeah, and I guess you can see what Hollow's doing is the difference between the two Noob Saibot variations as well. He's using Ghost Ball to keep Shao Kahn very honest in neutral, which is a little bit more difficult in my opinion with seeing double, because you haven't got such a quick projectile, although obviously you've got the low slide, so yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just taking his time, but raw dash, very brave into the Annihilator Hammer.
And that's what I mean, it's just screw neutral, like, okay, you're going to throw out a projectile and jump over it.
Oh, that's a shame he fully committed to that grab and gets hit down two and break away again. Hollow just throwing these out and catching them every time. He's going to respect it.
Oh my!
3 and a minus frames get catch with fatal blow. A bit of a desperation move, but
yeah, some online tactics.
Yeah, of course, but the thing is now, Deacon Frost has lost his fatal blow. There's one round left, and Hollow still has access to his.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, I know we're calling it online tactics and, you know, desperation, but there is a concept in fighting games called Abare, which is, you know, specific tactics that you use when you're minus, and armor is one of those, because naturally your opponent's going to want to press buttons when it's their turn, when they're at an advantage, and then to use an armored move is, yeah, classic turn stealing.
Oh yeah, the thing is though, the fatal blows in this game aren't armored up until the 5th frame, so they can be knocked out of it on a meaty. But if it's online in the tournament, sometimes you can't do that. But what a great read from Hollow, interrupting the overhead, throwing out projectiles. Definitely looks like it's Hollow's favor still.
Jumps in.
Oh, so good. Yeah, no, great play from both players. Deacon Frost clearly knows what he's doing here, but Hollow doing what he does best and just taking on every enemy in his way. That's one up to Hollow right now. What a great players. Honestly, like I said, it was a great opportunity to see some players who we're not too familiar with and see how they play, how they adjust, and how they just play on the fly, because we've already seen one variation that we don't typically see.
Yeah, exactly.
Hat. And I mean, hell, and look, I'm just doing it right now. We've gone from Shao Kahn to Kotal Kahn. Fair enough, a character which many have believed is very, I wouldn't say is very bad, but his gimmicks do not allow him to compete with the higher leveled characters. But I believe this is the variation where he can turn into the giant cat.
Round 1, fight.
I think it might be, actually. I think you might be right.
Oh, great range from that. Wanting to trade the disc, going for the crushing blow. Deacon Frost clearly already looking far more confident for Kotal than he was before.
Oh, and there it is.
Now, one thing that I don't believe Hollow actually knows about that cat is the fact that if you actually utilize it, it will go through projectiles. So he cannot blindly throw them out. At any point in time, he needs to be aware that the cat will get through it. That is also actually now safe on block 2. Hence why...
Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder if Deacon has chosen this character for that exact reason.
Yeah, maybe he wants to go for the whole unfamiliarity thing. But Hollow just not phased, just taking him out with the damage right now. One more touch is needed, but a bit of a connection issue right now.
No.
Oh god, one of the issues with online tournaments is, of course, sometimes that connection is not always crisp and not always great. But both players to win this, and Hollow takes yet another round. Now, I think that Deacon needs to get one on the board to kind of change the choice of momentum. But it looks like he was struggling at first, but he just runs in with a cat.
Yeah, and it's a really good choice, I think, because he was he ran the risk there of getting stuck in the corner, which you don't want to do against Noob Saibot. He gets a lot of damage there.
That was so sick from Hollow. He knows about the unblockable gimmick and must reactionarily like know it and just challenge it right out the gate and going for big damage, keeping Deacon.
Oh, good breakaway. He's got to save himself. Not much else you could do at that point.
Okay, connection spike there. Goes for the overhead, but again, nothing. Oh, a bit of a desperation move from Deacon Frost, but he can throw out that cat if it is safe. Oh, he
no,
was
gets
going for it
anti-aired by the
midair.
projectile. He's got to be careful here. He can't trade.
Now the problem is, it looks like he's trying to buffer turning into cat, but he does not want to use it that close. Ooh, great unblockable, but down to another unblockable.
He's got a chance here. Can he bring it back? Oh, he's panicking. He's panicking.
Hollow wants to take his time here, honestly, because he knows how good that is.
Oh.
Oh, what a shame. Again, tries to run up to him and catch him with another fatal blow. But that's how he previously had caught him, so Hollow was well aware that maybe when the players are on their last legs, they might just go for a fatal blow to just kind of negate what he can do.
And I think one of the joys of the kind of 1st to 3 format is that actually Deacon Frost has got a choice to make here. He has got to pick a character that he's going to be comfortable being locked into for the next 3 games. And that's why actually sometimes it's worth sticking with your first character for the first 2 games and giving that a try. But let's see what he does.
Oh, as looks like we're going back to Shao Kahn. It's definitely indeed possible for him to win this. The thing is, what makes Shao Kahn so dangerous is if you force your opponent to kind of respect your plus frames.
Yeah.
It's like, if you can make them do that on every single touch, then they're quite scared to press a button.
Yeah, and that's when he can really start to run away with things.
Oh, definitely. With his massive big boo, his standing jump 3 is really good back 1 as well. It's just great overall utility. Oh, character's scope neutral right now, but Hollow.
Look at these moves! Look how far they travel! This is what Shao Kahn's meant to be all about, the nooch.
Oh yes, definitely. But Hollow not afraid to challenge and putting Deacon Frost in the corner.
Wow, combos, look at this.
Big damage. Goes to the restand. Great blocks from Deacon Frost here, but not being able to get anything going makes him accept the plus frames, but you cannot throw that out. Hollow absolutely knows about that. Oh, that was a
and another punish. Here we go.
I do not think he actually went for that because it completely whiffed and he got punished for it. Hollow just on reaction dealing the damage. Nice input there. Going for the low pokes. Corner.
He's got these combos.
Yeah, no, Hollow's been very consistent. He's also going for that restand every single time. It's one of the great parts about Dark Sabbath. Throwing out more projectiles. Up 3, unfortunately misses, and no punish from Hollow. But Deacon Frost needs to apply some of his plus range. That's plus. Now forward great range.
Gotta be careful.
You see, Hollow absolutely knew about how good that sweep is. Oh, it's not gonna kill. There's definitely some opportunity for Deacon Frost to come back.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard at this point though, because he's kind of rushing in, and I think he kind of knows that it's gonna be over soon. So he's trying things and hoping that they work. But fortunately for Hollow.
Yes, yet again another 3-0 Hollow, playing very, very well today. Unfortunately, Deacon Frost had unfortunately lost to Hollow, but there is absolutely no shame in that. Especially when
gross fatality.
It is pretty grim. I love how in MK9 he actually tore you in half from the outside. Now he gets to do it from the inside. And
Yeah.
it's perpetually just gross. And I mean, massive props to NRS for somehow always having some weird creativity of like, how could we dismember this guy? Have it be
what's
and
the
gross.
most horrific way we can rip this body apart?
I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of a life dream of mine to actually sit into those meetings and actually experience. Because I feel like I need to see how this works. I can't imagine it. I need to see it.
I guess at some point you'd become desensitized, but I guess maybe even become a bit like, I don't know, might get a bit much sometimes. Oh yeah, let's put our hand through their mouth and then rip their body apart from the inside. Yes, that sounds like sensible work conversation.
It'll be a great meeting because I'm not sure if you were, but I actually went to their headquarters in Chicago a few months back, and I got to go into basically the entire studios, got to walk around, experience everything that they have, even go to the mocap room, which was also really cool. And honestly, it was a great experience to kind of meet the developers in person. It was very humbling as well,
Yeah.
meeting them, getting to know them, and actually having some recognize, which is just like kind of just on a whole nother level of just like, wow, this is crazy, absolutely crazy. But now it looks like we're coming up to another match, and seemingly we cannot get rid of this man because it's Hollow once again. But it will be Hollow
3 times
versus
in a row, yeah.
Noob. Will
But
he be able
I'm
to
happy seeing Noob.
better?
Absolutely happy seeing.
We'll be happy to see a Noob win today.
Maybe. Probably.
No, but Hollow being very consistent today, doing extremely well so far. However, we cannot count out some of the other plays we've definitely seen already. They can definitely bring it back at any point in time with just some quick adjustments.
Yeah, absolutely. So just to remind you guys, we've got a Matcherino. If you click the link that's in the stream chat, you'll be able to access the Matcherino and actually donate for free with the code MK11KOS. And you'll be able to donate 50 cents for free to the pot. And thank you to all those who've done that so far. We've now got the pot at $52 for the top 3 winners.
No, definitely contribute to that if you can, guys, because maybe in the realm and possibility of winning it. So definitely do contribute to that if you can, for sure. Now we're currently just going to wait for Hollow and Ghost Wolf to pop up in here. But in the meantime, yes, let's actually go back to the topic that we had before, which was the combat pack and the inclusion of the Joker. So obviously, with the Joker, a majority of times we have seen him. I definitely say in video games, it's definitely been a step down from what we've actually seen in the comics. I'm not too sure if you're familiar with them.
Not too familiar with the comics, no.
Okay, well, here's some, of course, weird, dumb comic book lore knowledge, of course, from the biggest nerd here. But Joker has been really twisted and changed since the DC Comics kind of rebooted their universe. Because the problem was that after the whole, like, basically around 60s to about early 2000s, there was so much history and so much, like, weird continuity issues with DC Comics in general. So DC themselves thought, we can't keep up with this, so we're going to create something called the Flashpoint event. And the Flashpoint event really kind of reset the new timeline, and this basically became what was known as 52. So they kind of rebooted the entire universe through actually one of the comic books. Now from there, we saw kind of like new refurbished versions of characters, and a lot of them were really given the opportunity to be let off the chain and go loose. And they really have done that with the Joker a lot. So in the new continuity, and I'm pretty sure it's in the storyline Death in the Family, to just show how little care he has for his own well-being or anyone else, this man thought, you know what? What's the biggest I don't care thing ever? I'm gonna hack off my face with a blunt rusted knife, and then I'm gonna wear it as a mask. And this man literally stapled them like back to his head as a mask, and it was ridiculous. Plus, on top of that, I'm pretty sure in that storyline, he hacked off Alfred's arm. He hacked off Alfred's arm, tried to kill Batman, tried to gas the entirety of Gotham, and then tried to skin all of the Robins' faces off and make them wear theirs as well.
But yeah, this is the thing about like the games that Joker's been in versus the comics. He's not had any of that kind of gory side of him in any of the Injustice games, and that's because they're a lot more controlled by needing to be a bit softer, less gory, different audiences, I suppose. So it would be quite interesting to see what they do with that whole story and his background in a game like Mortal Kombat, where you can really bring some of those horrible sides out. Like, what are his fatalities going to look like? They'll probably be insane.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I really want one called the Red Hood, because it'll actually be a reference to a really old story, comic book line and storyline that happened with Batman, where Joker actually killed one of the Robins. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is called Red Hood is because before the Joker was the Joker, he actually held the mantle of the villain, the Red Hood. And he killed one of the Robins with an actual crowbar, beat him to death with it, and then set off a bomb. And then later on, that character actually came back to life because comics, I guess, and actually donned the mantle of Red Hood to actually hunt down and kill him. So I want to see if that is a fatality. That would be really, really damn cool and a great reference to the comics.
So it looks like we're about to get our next game started for you. It's going to be Hollow again.
Can't get rid of this
versus, man. Yeah, it's the Hollow Show.
Hollow Show.
Do you know what? That's got a great ring to it.
Hollow
versus Ghost Wolf.
Yes, I'm actually unfamiliar with Ghost Wolf. So
yeah, me too.
Ooh, are we okay? Looking at controls, I'm guessing right now. We're gonna, since he's hovering over loud. No, Liu
Kang, our first Liu Kang. Definitely, probably not the last.
Oh yes, no, like it was only a matter of time before we did see this character. Because Liu currently, right now, I would argue is probably top 5, top 3. He's very, very, very good.
I've seen a lot of people say he's top 1. And I tell you this much, he outzones Noob Saibot. That's not what's meant to be. That's not meant to be the case.
Because now, there was a previous issue before, I swear, a lot of people worried about, Sonya having great keep away and great damage. But it seems like Liu Kang is a slightly nerfed down version of her, but still plays the game very well. Yeah. Now, Ghost Wolf is using, I believe, the Liu Kang variation. Oh, it's this variation. So it's typically the one we see at most tournaments. But Ghost Wolf really giving it to Hollow right now, just not getting
Absolutely, yeah, he's quite on point. And you could see when the match first started that actually Ghost Wolf has got some good matchup knowledge here. He was ducking under the Ghost Ball, not taking the chip damage. And that's what you need to do against zoners. You need to take any opportunity at all to maintain that health bar.
Down 2. But yeah, no, I believe that's one of the first rounds we've actually seen Hollow like a very honest manner. Like Ghost Wolf just playing out of his mind right now, utilizing a lot of Liu Kang's tools at its best, honestly. And Hollow just wanting to push him in the corner bit by bit, goes for the restand. Again, great mix options. And
chipping away
like
at him, but
yeah, and Hollow's definitely getting things going right now. So goes for
just Liu Kang's projectiles are just really good.
Yeah, they have no business being as good as they are when he gets this much pressure.
Exactly.
Forward 4, like his stagger game is honestly what makes Liu so incredibly good, and you have to respect it, or else you can get blown up for it pretty hard. But I believe Hollow needed that first round to get an idea and fix just how Ghost Wolf does play. And now look at how quickly Hollow has adapted.
Yeah, he's converting off of all of the hits that he's getting.
Definitely. Seems like he's putting Ghost Wolf on the ropes right now. First round was definitely absolutely all Ghost Wolf right now. Great jumping, but unfortunately does not catch him with the 2-1. Great cancel, but amazing tech from Hollow. Oh, they're down 2. Again, going for that stagger game. And
it's going for the staggers, but Hollow is not taking the bait.
Yeah, no, because the thing is as well, that last hit, the last final kick on Liu Kang's kicks actually will do a crushing blow, and it leads to a full combo in the corner or flying kick mid-screen. But fortunately, Hollow knew what he was going for and was just happily content with like, you know what? I'm going to play the game at my pace, and I'm going to make you play at my pace. But yeah, no, fantastic play from both players here. I want to see what Ghost Wolf is able to do here to slightly change up his game plan, because he did play really well for the most part.
Yeah, for sure, and he's got the matchup knowledge there as well. You know, he's slowly working his way in. He's using projectiles at the good points. He's ducking under Noob Saibot's Ghost Ball. So yeah, it's just a matter of maintaining relentless with his pressure, really.
Definitely. So that's 1 up to Hollow right now. I wonder, it's definitely possible if Ghost Wolf can pull this back, because he can definitely do it.
So it looks like Ghost Wolf is actually from the SWFGC, which I believe is the South Wales FGC, if I'm correct, if I'm not mistaken. So representation
really cool
from across the UK here. Let's go.
Oh wow, great player. Oh, that anti-air was so sick of the standing 1. Hollow going for that big damage.
Oh!
Down 2.
I'm just not gonna block. I'm just gonna expect your throw, and I'm gonna be right, and you're gonna get crushing blowed for it.
Both characters out defense meter, and this could be very scary for Hollow right now. Expects a back 1, goes into the grab, and you see that? Ghost Wolf now has a crushing blow enabled, as we did see an escape fail.
Oh, and he doesn't even need it.
Yeah, no, great play from Ghost Wolf there. Hollow definitely being put on the ropes, but again, remember that this man can adapt on the fly. Great respect from Ghost Wolf. Uh-oh, big damage coming in.
Boom.
No breakaway too. Great choice. Very early
Good
on in
chase
the
on that
game.
roll.
Oh, there's the
This is the thing,
example of what
like,
you mentioned.
You've got to be careful against Liu Kang's projectiles because most characters lose trades with him.
That was so good from Ghost Wolf. He saw the projectile coming and pressed down 1 to actually lower his hurt box and let the projectile go ahead. Ridiculous stuff from Ghost Wolf. A lot of jump-ins right now though, and I think he's actually being caught by them, but remember what he said about Hollow, just right now, Ghost Wolf cannot take those projectile trades, and I think he got a little bit too happy that round, just trying to keep out Noob Cybot the entire time. Nice. Fortunately, misses the trade there. Oh, you can tell this one with that crushing blow. Goes for the restand projectile. Great low. Now, honestly, like, that's such a good button, and Hollow's been quite consistent with actually landing one.
Yeah, and I like how he's using the Ghost Ball to make the back 3 safe as well.
Fantastic stuff. But Ghost Wolf slowly edging his way here, and he does have access to fatal blow, so Hollow cannot throw a button.
But he's backed himself into the corner. This is something that you've got to be careful about. I remember watching Sonic Fox How to Play Neutral video, and one thing that he says is if you're being backed into a corner, you need to sometimes fight your way out. But it doesn't matter because Hollow's got the win anyway. So we're going into potentially our final game between these two.
Yes, no, definitely. But here's the really, really amazing thing. Wolf is playing extremely well, but Hollow's ability to just adapt on the fly and as quick as he does is what is actually stopping Ghost Wolf in his tracks, because every first round so far, it's just all Ghost Wolf, and then from there, just Hollow makes his adjustments, he finds what he's comfortable with, and gets an idea of how his opponent does play, and that's where it really does change up.
Absolutely, yeah. Hollow, and this is across games as well, really does have a knack for picking up on opponents' habits and kind of exploiting those. And I think once he's got a feel for what the player's about, so you can see there's been a couple of times where he's lost like the first round, but once he gets a feel for you, it's dangerous.
Round 1.
Okay, looks like we're jumping straight into this, possibly the final set between the two of them. But Hollow now being a little bit more aggressive, wants to control the mid-range zone, goes for the cross-ups. And honestly, Ghost Wolf has not been able to do anything right out the gate just yet. Hollow being unnaturally aggressive right now. Oh, great. He's come to big combo. Oh, great. Honestly, that was very smart, because you don't want to do a breakaway really against Noob Cybot on the back 1. You want to go for the second hit, so that way there's a fair amount of space between yourself.
Oh, crushing blow! You've got to be careful.
Yeah, that's one of the crushing blows you actually rarely see in the game. It's actually quite difficult to land at times. You can catch your opponent pressing buttons.
He's
desperation move.
I just really didn't need to do that at that point.
No, I would not have recommended it either. Although it would have definitely evened out the brackets, Hollow would still have been in the lead.
Yeah, and he was doing a good job walking his way in as well. He just got a bit cranky there. But corner carry.
Yeah, spends both meters. Again, goes for the back 1 and escape fail, meaning that he's loaded up a crushing blow. Now, these crushing blows on Liu Kang are honestly what makes him so incredibly good, because that's about 30% grab. And those are so strong in this game. Talking about grabs, Ghost Wolf being put in the corner. What's it going to be? Oh, great anti-air. This version. I do not think this will be dead. Very close, though. Ooh, brave down 2. Oh, go for it. Go for it.
Oh, he misses it, but he doesn't get punished for it. And gosh, they're jumping each other in and out the corner.
Oh, great.
There it is.
Fortunately, Ghost Wolf. Oh, he got a secret brutality, too.
Oh.
That was sick. Brownie points for Hollow there. But what great play from both players. I am really impressed with Ghost Wolf's Nightwolf. Not Nightwolf, sorry. This is a Wolf. This Liu Kang, really good stuff, honestly. Very, very good stuff.
Yeah, Hollow continuing his streak. He's up 3-0 now. But I have to say, now we're going to get Hollow off. We've got two different players ready to take up the mantle here. I'm not really sure what characters they're going to be playing either. But Kid Lammy and a BA41 Chris is going to be up next.
Could that be pronounced as Abby 41 Chris? Abby 41 Chris?
Yep. Or we can go with the
be...
second name, Django.
Django's probably going to be easier to say.
Yeah.
But no, fantastic stuff. Really, really good stuff. I'm excited to see, honestly, like I said, this has always been a great opportunity for players who aren't too familiar with tournaments to go up against other really high-level players and kind of even get some experience against them, because playing online, unfortunately, can be a bit of a roulette, especially when it comes to rank. The quality can vary, and you really need to kind of work your way through a lot of really unsafe stuff till you get to players who know what they're doing. And sometimes the bad players, no offense to them, can condition you in such a way that you yourself might be only used to be playing a certain way. So
yeah, it's true.
This is a great opportunity for them to really kind of level up the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm just having a look at the round robin results so far. And obviously, guys, games have been happening in the background as well. So it's not just the games that's happening on the stream. And yeah, lots of really mixed results at the moment. Obviously,
really?
Hollow's on a clean 3-0 streak. What else have we got? Django's won 2 of his games so far, 3-2 both times. So it'd be interesting to see how he plays here and whether he's going to continue that streak.
The hourglass.
No, I'm looking forward to it for sure. Okay, so we have what I believe is a Sub-Zero versus Kung Lao. This will be a good match.
Oh, I like Kid Lammy's player card.
Oh no, he's got.
Yeah.
You recognize? Yeah, the Vegas skin.
Vegas.
Oh, man. Hope we don't get copyright strikes.
But you still can't beat us, Grandmaster.
Honestly, that's such a vibrant yellow. My eyes. Both players just going full screen right now. Dead of Winter versus Hat Trick. Now, Dead of Winter is an extremely interesting variation. Great restand capability, has of course the overhead and low mix. But we're getting some little connection issues, but
yeah, I was gonna say.
Abby Crush is putting some work in for sure. Well, that's unfortunate. No crushing blows, no buttons to press, but great spacing from Django.
And breakaway, yeah. Good option.
Ooh. Forward ones for days. When they apply that pressure, of course, the 50-50s from Sub-Zero in this game are relentless.
But you can react to it. Sonic Fox said you can, so you can.
Extra 3 frames of lag? I think not. Oh, this could be it. No, he drops the combo. Of course, he was going to go into a fatal blow. But
and he's probably going to chip. Yeah, there we go. He's out.
Oh, wow.
Round 2.
Great play from both players here. Now, Kid Lammy really needs to get something going, because he's just getting opened up right now. And
look at his corner. He's flexing in the corner. Yo.
Z-Hat and throws him out the corner. Now, the reason why he's throwing him out the corner is because Kung Lao wants those crushing blows. He's expecting Lammy to actually take him away, and maybe by doing so, get access to the 30% crushing blow. But just getting opened up by the 50-50s right now, hit by low, hit by the overhead. What's going to be the mix? And
he's standing him, he's chitting him out, he's disrespecting.
Honestly, stagger frames in this game are so good. Goes for the overhead. Ooh, very cheeky stuff right now. Oh,
we're getting a lot of mileage off those wake-up rolls, actually.
Yep, that is first round to Abby Chris. Great play. Great play. It seems like Lammy, honestly, he's playing well, but he's playing honest. And that's the thing in this game. You have to play very disrespectful. He's playing, and that's the thing. He was going for either the overhead or the low mix-up, and then kind of staggering back three, wanting Abby Chris to actually like respect it. But unfortunately, that just was not the case. And the problem is that when he was opening up his opponent, he was going for restands instead of going for sheer damage. If he went for larger damage, now he's going to Scorpion, then the outcome might be quite different. Now,
yeah, and I guess.
Sorry.
I guess when you're learning a game as well, like it can be quite tempting to go for the tactics that seem to have like really high payout, like a restand. But you've also just got traditional Oki as well. So it's the better you become as a player, the more you'll know when to use certain tactics and when to actually go for damage.
Round 1, fight.
Okay. It was Abby Chris who won the first round against Kid Lammy. Now, hopefully, we'll see Kid Lammy clearly showing himself that he is a little bit more calm in this match. Oh, but that is dangerous stuff. Well, I don't know if I agree with Breakaway. Abby saw an escape fail Abby Chris, meaning that he now has utilization 30% crushing blow and throws him in the corner. Goes for the Z-hat. Wanting him to respect the plus frames, but there's so much push away on that. Ooh, just a lot of buttons being pressed at the moment by Lammy, and he's just being quiet.
Just a lot of desperation teleports as well, and he's really paying for it.
Great use of delayed wake up. Oh, it's still definitely his game, but drops the combo. A shame. He definitely could have won that round if he didn't drop it, because he went for forward 3. He missed the 1-1. If he landed it, go to EX Spear, and then go standing 4 into Fatal Blow. That's about 45%. And then talking,
ouch!
Yeah, big damage incoming right now.
What's the condition on that Fatal Blow? Do you know? Crushing Blow, sorry.
As far as I'm aware, that is on counter hit. So your opponent must be pressing buttons or must be punished for actually doing it. So it's actually very good. And just Chris just going to town right now, really opening up Lammy and showing some balls in his defense.
Absolutely, he's just completely bullied him to this corner.
Oh, the Galaxy
crazy.
Read.
That was crazy. He knew that he wanted to teleport out that corner.
So that is 2-0 so far to Abby Chris, which means that he needs one more match to actually finish and wrap things up. Wow, great play from both players. It seems like Lammy needs to slow down his game though. He is pressing buttons a little bit, and he is being punished for it, and he is being caught off by it. So hopefully some changes can be made.
I think as well, when you've got a first to 3 format, quite a few players, when they lose the first game, are just switching on to their secondary or tertiary character. And I kind of feel like when you've got the games to play and get a bit more comfortable with your first character, your best character, stick with that until you've lost 2 games, I think.
Now, one thing Lammy has to do in this variation, and I haven't seen him utilize, because he's been throwing it out quite loosely. He needs to start using the flame buff. Now, the flame buff adds a significant margin of damage to what Scorpion can do, because I'm pretty sure Scorpion's optimal in this game. It's quite hard to execute, but it is possible. It's actually 45% with a flame buff. So it's definitely indeed possible, but he needs to start utilizing it, and he needs to stop pressing buttons. He needs to be a little bit more patient with how he's playing.
Yeah, absolutely. Because from what we can see as well, Django's not going to fall for any teleport gimmicks or anything like that.
Yeah, like that. See,
like there, yeah.
Not throw that out. Not throw that out. You will get punished for it. And he has now spent 2 defensive bars meter, and he's been put in the corner. This is a very scary place because Kung Lao, but throws. Unfortunately, still keeping himself in the corner. Oh, goes for the
he gets hit that time.
Now, Lammy definitely playing much better this round. Much better. Gets thrown in the corner. No escape failed just yet. No big damage. But Lammy, he needs to calm down a little bit. He's getting a little bit flustered. Oh.
Yeah, he was right there. He was blocking. There was no need for him to get hit.
Oh, that's a bit of a desperation move on the Fatal Blow. And that's match point to Abby Chris right now.
Fight.
Oh, catches him.
The conversion. Loving it.
Respects it. Honestly, these forward 3 staggers are really good from Kid Lammy, but he is not going for grabs as frequent as he probably should. Oh, he's going for flame buff. Great stuff.
I love how Django is just like, all right, you want to teleport? I've got teleport gimmicks. Let's go.
No, unfortunately for Abby Chris, that's the first time I've seen him use 3-2 into teleport, and he unfortunately paid for it. Because, again, goes to show the experience that Abby Chris does have in this game. But Lamy is definitely still in here. He has utilization to a lot of fatal blows that have not happened, and of course, the crushing blows that are in this game that are so incredibly dangerous. All both characters have fatal blow right now.
Oh.
Oh, great throw tech. Oh, Galaxy Brain. Oh no! Not an optimal punish, not a fatal blow punish, but definitely still there.
Oh, and there
that
it is.
It. Abby Chris takes that 3-0 over Kid Lamy, unfortunately.
So that was really impressive. Good stuff from Abby Chris there. So both Abby Chris and Hollow have won their first 3 games. So it seems like we've got 2 of the favourite competitors who are starting to show themselves.
No, great stuff from both players. Lamy needs to probably tidy up a little bit. He is playing well, but he is kind of throwing out strings, and he is unfortunately being caught by them. But if he plays a little bit more patient next time, maybe don't rush yourself and how you play. Don't try to go for like this crazy Galaxy Brain stuff just yet. Just do stuff that you know is optimal, do stuff that's consistent, and do stuff that is you feel comfortable.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah.
it now. That's so Abby Chris has taken that set. That is it, isn't it?
Yes, no,
Yes,
Abby
it
Chris
is.
takes it.
Yeah, so Abby Chris has taken that set 3-0. So guys, we're actually going to have a break now, just for 10 minutes. So get a drink, get some popcorn, because we've got some great matches coming on after the break.
Right, we're jumping right into. Oh look, it's
Oh,
time
we've got
for
a Gearus, the first one. Who is this? Teapod.
Oh, okay. I did not know that T-Bod was a Gears player. I was sure he was playing someone else earlier.
Although this is just a button check, so they might
True.
be.
Maybe he's trying to throw off Hollow with
True.
the idea.
He's very tall, Gearus. He's just. Yeah. And also, I don't think you've got as big a head as Gearus. That's the one thing that I don't like about the character. It's got a giant head.
Oh yeah, big head. I think we are actually right into it.
Yeah,
actually.
so we are. So the sand traps are going to be a really key way which Teapod plays this matchup.
Really?
Trying to.
You have to respect that.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to prevent Hollow from getting free advantage in neutral.
Oh, backs away. Goes for the grab.
This is such a brutal throw animation. I'm just going to
Power bomb.
bang you in the head and then.
Nice. He's going for the.
Oh, that could have been a crushing blow, but it wasn't a counter.
Hollow decides not to press a button there. The thing is, though, that sand trap, it's so incredibly dangerous. Not just because, it can catch you at any point, it's a low. But if you are pressing a button, you wish to that, you get a
There it
crushing
is.
blow.
That was a counter as well.
Ooh. Oh, no crushing blow.
No
bro.
crushing blow, yeah. He might have been able to finish the round, actually.
Probably just holding on to it for... Oh, the challenge.
Wow, what a
Oh, that
conversion.
was
Good stuff.
So
This
sick.
is going to be death,
And
unless he drops it.
No, that's dead.
Yeah, that is death.
Oh. That was pretty clean.
Gearus. Infinite Warden.
Infinite Warden is such a tidy variation.
Yeah, it really is.
So solid. I still believe that many people are sleeping on New Era because of the tech grabs, but when you have a variation like this one, do you really need to have the other one?
But New Era is just so creative and fun to see.
Oh, definitely.
It must be so frustrating as well, constantly having to guess mid or tick throw. And you can't even duck the tick throw as well.
Good choice to break away. You definitely do not want to be put in a corner against Noob Cybot. And you definitely don't want to be put in the corners against Gearus. Oh, brave jump.
Forces himself out the corner. He's fighting for his life.
Nice jump free. Low. Side switch, and
That's going to be the round.
Hollow loves his jumps in this game.
He does, he does. And
loves
he's not
his
getting punished for
jumps.
it. Why fix something if it's not broken?
That's slam.
Oh,
Alright.
nice
Oh,
punish. That is going to be a crushing. Nope.
No, he goes for the combo instead. He's probably he drops
Interesting
it.
decision making there. Not sure I agree. He's not used any of the crushing blows so
At
far.
this point, when you're 1-1 each, I would have gone for the crushing
Yeah,
blow.
absolutely.
You want that lead.
Had he gone for the crushing blow, then he would have just needed one more
Absolutely.
to finish the game. Yeah. There we
Talking
go.
about them. Ooh. Delayed wake up.
Now he's going to be looking for the second one.
Oh, there we go.
Nice
There we
anti-air.
go. First time I've seen Hollow be anti-aired all day with down 2.
He deserved it. He deserved that down too. So yeah, good stuff from Teapot. He had a lot of crushing blows though left, stacked up.
Yeah, I think he's tactically using them and deciding when to use them.
Yeah, but then the flip side is you don't want to be too tactical and not having used those opportunities when they presented themselves.
Yeah, no, definitely. In many cases, you do not wish to use all of them too early because
Yeah.
the idea of having such a strong tool like that at your fingertips, you can use at any point, you know,
It really
scares
is a
the
threat.
opponent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Grab. Oh, escape failed. Oh, what are we going to see here? Down 2. And he charges.
Oh, he charges it.
Interesting.
Disrespect. Just going to charge
Yeah.
it in his face.
I'm not entirely sure if he was doing that on purpose there, but you know what? Well, we'll have to wait and see more, honestly. Now, Hollow's down right now, but there it is in the corner. Oh, there's too much gravity on it.
Oh, wow. This should
Shoot.
kill.
Oh
Fair
my
enough.
goodness.
If it works, it works.
I guess he's paying him for all like the jump-ins he's had earlier days, like down 2, down 2. Oh, nice.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that forward 2 string.
Down 2,
Combo.
down 2.
Combo. Let's go.
Oh, let's see this. Oh, interesting.
He's going to flip the side. Yeah, he's really tempting him. Press a button. I'm going to charge it right here, right now.
I can't help but feel, I know the utilization of charging up that fist is to gain more damage, but when you're doing it across the opponent and you're not even knocked them down, it feels so disrespectful.
It really does, and I think that's more why he was doing it. It's more the mind game of it than anything else.
Looking for the sand trap, and there it is.
That's a
crushing
counter.
blow.
Bang!
Oh.
Ouch. So
It's gonna be
Hollow's got to be really careful. If he does anything unsafe, Teapot still has 2 crushing blows, and that's a punish.
Oh, he just needs one more touch. Nice, going for the sand trap.
Any sand trap,
Oh, it's a desperation
any crushing
move.
blow, anything, any down
down
2.
2.
See, now, so we're moving on in the bracket, so we're getting more experienced players with better reactions, and Hollow is not getting away with these jump-ins now.
No, he definitely isn't, and he needs to start keeping his feet on the ground. I know
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
Noob definitely has that throwdown sickle he does have, but he needs to start watching where he's going.
And I guess the difficult thing in this matchup is Sand Trap is going to be quite a helpful reversal against Noob's zoning tools, but then he's got the teleport as well,
No,
so he
definitely.
can mix up his approach options.
I do not believe we've seen Hollow utilize his teleport just
Yeah,
yet
exactly.
in this game.
See that kind of sand trap
Nice.
there, had he jumped it and teleported it, he might have been able to get punished.
Oh, down 2. Oh, no.
Oh, he's
no.
going to charge it in his face,
Oh.
the disrespect.
And the damage, the amount of damage that Curious gets. on
That
charging
is going to
that.
be a crushing blow.
Oh, man. So what's that? He has that fist charged up right now. And he's just,
And that's it.
He's just taking
Bang,
his time.
bang.
Teapot is just taking his time. He's picking apart Hollow right now. And Hollow needs to kind of slow down his gameplay and kind of gather what he needs to do because he's just making the wrong decisions at the moment. Again with the jumping. Down 2. Down 2. What's going to be?
Body flop into the breakaway.
Good. First grab I've seen him manage to pull off so far. Down 4. Good.
Back 2. And
Oh,
yeah,
it's-
absolutely.
Ah, back-to-back down 2s.
He is not getting the same mileage
Down
from
2.
these jump-ins.
Nice. You can completely punish that move. And I've actually yet to see Hollow punish it. Honestly,
Wow.
it wouldn't surprise me if he was a little bit flustered at this point. Because Teapot has definitely put him on the ropes here. Down 2.
Teapot is just ready with the right
Oh.
buttons. Okay.
All right. Definitely a bit of a desperation move. But Hollow
Gonna
can
even up
still
the health
do
a
it.
bit.
Oh.
Teapot's got access to his crushing blows, fatal blow,
The range
and
of it.
yeah,
Oh,
good
oh my
stuff.
goodness.
In fact, that wasn't even a proper combo. I think Teapot stopped blocking at one point.
Oh, poor man. Poor man.
Body flop. Let's go.
Oh, breaking the spine. Down 4. Okay, going for the grab. Now, we're definitely seeing signs of life in Hollow here. I mean, a crushing blow as well. Hollow's definitely still very much so in this.
Nice
He's got the
jump
corner
over.
as well. Don't drop it. Don't drop it. Like, yes! I've been waiting all day
There
to
we
see
go.
that. No. Now, if Hollow's able to pull up, make that type of damage very consistent, he's definitely still
Oh
in this
no, he
game.
teleports himself into the corner. This is a big mistake.
Ooh.
Against a character like Geras, who has access to such high damage. He's going to be regretting that.
Oh, and even has this
Oh,
last
nice.
fatal blow.
The scramble.
Yes.
Whew.
Definitely quite a scramble at the end, but Hollow is still showing signs of life. He isn't out
Absolutely,
just
yeah.
yet. He isn't out just yet. Oh.
So they're getting right back into it. No pause, no delays, no button checks. Let's go.
Still anyone's game at this point, but man, right to get T-Pod asserting, it's like, you gotta watch your feet, man. Oh no, he gets caught by the grab. Oh, it's gonna hurt so much. Oh, healthy 29%.
Into the corner as well. Guess is wrong.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Oh man, it's been all T-Pod
Into
this
the better
round.
spikes you go.
Down
Nice.
2.
He was ready and waiting for that throw. Good stuff.
You can afford to do that breakaway. Oh, down 2. Hollow has not learnt his lesson just yet.
No, he's definitely, when he gets to playing more higher level players, going to have to adapt his approach there. Bang,
Definitely.
bang, taking him into the corner. No, he's going to charge up.
Ah, down 2 of his own.
Nice throw escape.
Tech.
He was ready.
Oh.
Counter hit.
Oh, nice
Yeah, finally
punish.
gets a punish. Good stuff.
Noob also has the combo at this point, but doesn't use all of his damage. He wants to utilize that meter.
Good throw escape. No, he's done it again. Into the corner he goes.
No.
Oh, I understand the compulsion, but he's just got to be a bit more patient.
I mean, he is getting some punishes in here, but the thing is, he just did not have the meter in order to fully utilize that punish. Oh,
He tried
You
it.
can tell they're looking for each other's fatal blows right now.
And he's
We need
lost
to-
his fatal blow at this point. Don't
Definitely
do
down
anything!
2.
He can't do anything!
And
There it is. T-Pod. 3-1. Good stuff.
Oh, it was only a matter of time before we saw Geras.
Yeah.
But, my
And it's
God.
only been one.
Yeah, it's only been one so far. So as you said earlier as well, it's like diverse amount of characters.
Yeah.
Everyone's playing everyone. But yeah, no, that was a good strong showing from both players. Unfortunately, Hollow did lose, but he definitely put up a valiant fight, and
Yeah.
you can tell from the end he started to definitely adapt more. But once like T-Pod like caught onto it, it's like, oh, you're adapting.
Yeah.
Let me enter my final form. You know. Well, yeah, no, it was great showing from both players here. Great showing.
Hey guys, we are back in action. Ready for the second half of our Mortal Kombat Keeper of Souls TNT today. We've only got a few
Yes.
matches left to go, but we're building up to our grand finals, which should be very exciting.
Yes, that's going to be a fantastic turnout. I believe we're about to have the man who we can never seem to get rid of, and who is, I believe, Geras in human form, because he's just eternal at this point, Hollow. And he'll be playing none other than Kid Lamy, who we did see a little bit earlier. Now, Kid Lamy clearly seems like more of a newish player. I believe from watching him play, he knows his stuff, he understands some spacing and stuff, but he seems quite eager to press buttons at times. That has unfortunately been the end of him. So hopefully, if he is watching the stream and he has watched me talk about him and seen what we've had to say, hopefully he's come away with some form of thought and idea of how he should approach some future matchups, especially the one he's had against Hollow here, because Hollow has been nothing short of dominating this entire tournament.
Yeah.
Of course, he screams in the chat, "Praise me and worship me," to which I say, no, but I appreciate the gesture.
I feel that that's something that Noob Cybot would say. So he's just living his character.
I feel like Noob Cyborg, I feel I'd be much more screwed with Noob Side. Probably something like angsty 11-year-old would say.
But in his tower story, he does end up like defeating Kronika and taking over the world. So he's got a little bit of a kind of power complex going on there.
Oh, definitely. That's one of the always like the interesting things about Noob Saibot, the character. He's always been like a power hungry. I wouldn't say he's been a big antagonist, but he's definitely been a problem behind the lines, especially back in the original timeline, where upon his resurrection and when he was gonna come back, once he broke away from Quan Chi's control, he found one of Sub-Zero's best friends in a cybernetic form, turned him against Sub-Zero, and together the two went together and created an army of cyborg demons. So, always had that power complex, as you mentioned. But, talking about brothers or complex rivalries, we're going to have a Noob Saibot versus Scorpion matchup right now, with Hollow, of course, playing Noob Saibot as always, and Kid Lamy going to play Scorpion. Now, Lamy clearly knows some stuff with his stagger game, but he is arguably playing against the best player we've probably had here so far, which is Hollow, because his victories have been very consistent.
Yep.
But anything's possible. Ooh, down 3 to a grab. Brave stuff here.
And I guess it's, as you mentioned earlier, it's just going to be a case of Kid Lamy, as he, especially when he's maybe down on life, just not getting too angsty, not getting too button happy.
Yeah, I mean, he's clearly doing it now at the moment. He's doing some really good blocks and has the lead over Hollow. But he has to be careful throwing out buttons. Great stuff with forward freeze. But you live by the teleport, you die by the teleport, my friend. And that is exactly what Hollow's going to do right now. And he like that. Hollow has flipped the switch and he's evening out the life bars.
He's got a fatal blow available, but great throw escape from Hollow there.
And a bit too angsty, but unfortunately for him, Hollow does not have the bar to an arm.
Just a simple jump in, does it?
Yeah, jump threes in this game are incredibly good, and some characters do struggle with actually getting out of it. But it does look like connection might be a mild issue here, as there are some, there's a little bit of lag. However, that is not stopping Lamy. And he, honestly, like, Lamy right out the gate, so he's doing well, and he finally catches Hollow the teleport there. And again, like, as I mentioned, with that flame buff, he does way more damage. And Lamy could actually take a round of Hollow here, which would be great.
Yeah, it would be a massive boost for his confidence as well, but he's not going to do it, doing teleports like that. Careful,
again,
lad.
Living by it, you die by it. Of course, Hollow will go into it, but challenge off the forward. Brave stuff. But again, Hollow's so good with that as well. He got no fatal blow, expecting a breakaway.
And the one thing that I've noticed about Lamy's playstyle as well is he staggers a lot with his lows, but he gets hits, and had he had completed the string, he would have ended up with a big combo, but instead he's just staggering a lot.
Now the thing is, I know what Lamy's trying to do. He's trying to make Hollow really respect that free that he has, because it's a very good mid, it does cover range of spaces, but the problem is that Hollow is well aware of what Lamy's trying to do, so he's not scared to challenge it, and he will happily do it. And the thing is, Lamy's being caught for it. So
absolutely, yeah.
We're clearly seeing a change from Sub-Zero to a Scorpion, because a Scorpion is definitely far more tidy in comparison. But he just needs to not throw out as many teleports, because the teleport are what's clipping him with about 30% every single time. Because remember, that teleport is no longer a mid; it is a high.
Absolutely.
So in many cases, you can be down to right out of it. So he needs to be very careful with that. However, when he is landing damage, it is quite a fair bit of damage. It can contest with Noob Saibot's normal BMBs. Oh, now we're just jumping straight into it. Again, it seems like Noob Saibot versus Scorpion, the fanfic match, as we've never seen it in lore.
Again, but yeah, the kind of amplify no amplify mix up.
Yeah. Oh, big crushing blow. Oh, nice. What's the damage gonna be? Oh, unfortunately, that is not the optimal, but still good stuff from Lamy. Like I said, when he gets a hit, he does do good stuff, but it's just consistency, and Hollow's looking for that teleport at this point in time. But Lamy doing a great job right now. Finally catches him. Remember what I said about that forward free stagger, right? So in this variation, Scorpion gains an exclusive string, which is the overhead that he doesn't get. So that's what he's been trying to condition Hollow to do with that free. Going for the overhead, I might add, Lamy has taken a round of Hollow, which not many players can actually say.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, teleporting. I think at this point, Hollow is getting most of his damage off of teleport punishes.
Absolutely, and unfortunately drops the damage, goes back right to it, and he's like, you know what, that's cool. I'm just going to go for the big damage, hit you in the corner, go for 3-stand, what's the next? Oh, unfortunately, no, down to Crushing Blow.
Punish on the whip throw there. He's almost out of life. There it is.
Oh, so incredibly good.
Final round. Fight.
Okay, so anyone's game. That string is extremely unsafe. Lamy's doing really well right now, but he needs to not panic and needs to not throw out buttons. Again, a Hollow waiting full screen, expecting to just throw out a teleport, but again, that string is safe. The thing is, when you throw it out,
getting a lot of leverage off the forward 2 there, Hollow.
Yeah, the thing is, off that overhead string, you have to commit to it. So both cases, they are extremely unsafe. If you do the full string, it may be an overhead low, but if it's blocked correctly, you can be punished for it. If you just go for the overhead into the teleport, you can be punished for it. Or escape failed. Hollow might utilize this Crushing Blow that he does have in his back pocket right now. Finish it off that Ray.
Oh no, connection interrupting.
I believe that he was going for duck right there, but unfortunately, the connection just kind of ate up that block.
Because that unseeable overhead when you're in a laggy match.
Yeah, I believe that's 2-0 so far to Hollow. Lammy actually making some changes up, and he's actually playing much better than he did earlier. But in this case, when it's 2-0 up against an experienced player like Hollow, it could go. It might be a little bit too late.
Yeah. And as we've been saying, you know, he's definitely the kind of player that feels their opponent out in that first match. So he's kind of in his comfort zone again now.
But remember, also, he did take a round of Hollow. So if he can do that consistently, then he can definitely pull this back. He definitely seems far more comfortable with Scorpion than anyone else, and has been landing a fair few crushing blows on Hollow. So Hollow himself does need to keep an eye out. Okay, looks like we're on to a possible final match between Hollow and Lammy right now.
Yep.
I'm intrigued to see who will actually take it off. Will Lammy finally pull it back, or will Hollow continue his relentless onslaught against his opponents?
We are drawing nearer and nearer to grand finals as well, so the kind of last few matches are going to really determine who's going to end up in those top 3 positions with the money.
Oh, that was a painful drop to watch, and again, Lammy putting out those teleports. He needs to really recompose himself, because that is what's getting him killed. Oh, and it was a shame early. He did not capitalize on that down to Crushing Blow, because the damage you get off that is nothing short of incredible. Oh, going for those forward 3 staggers, finally catches him. Oh, nice.
Ooh, interesting
damage.
combo.
Not optimal, unfortunately, but it's damage all the same, and that's what he needs right now. But again, we can never at any point count out Hollow, because he's playing noob sideboard. He does need the one touch in order to guarantee something big.
Oh, unfortunately, dropped the touch there. He had 2 chances and he messed them both up. He might pay for that if Hollow makes a comeback.
Definitely indeed possible. He's under 40% health, but great overhead.
Good stuff. He manages to close it out.
Yeah, taking the first round. Maybe this is what he needs. Hollow possibly a little bit flustered right now. Catches him out of the jump. Nice. Ooh, escape failed on the throw there. This is really big for Scorpion, because he can gain big damage right now.
There it is.
That is about a 30% crushing blow, but unfortunately, connection getting in the way. Oh boy.
No, we're about to see a timeout.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Hopefully it will not, and it has.
Oh no, Hollow.
How are we gonna deal with that? Because that's on up to Lammy.
I think we probably have to give that one to Lammy, or what do people think?
Because I understand that's probably just the connection of the game itself happening, and just being a pain in the ass. But we could absolutely replay that, but we do not want to discredit Lammy's first round victory, because I believe Hollow was actually kicked out of the lobby by the I'm guessing by the connection. Not sure, guys. Just give us a few seconds. will determine what's going to happen with that right now, because fortunately, that's something which is a pain with running online tournaments. Because when you do so, connection can be a massive, massive issue here.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're
Okay.
going to replay that one round. So we're going to take it as Lammy's got one round, and so we can replay that round.
Okay, that's unfortunate for Lammy, but he has been playing far better than when we first initially saw him. Playing much, much better. So it was all him the first round as well. Before, fortunately, that connection disappeared, of course, when he lands a crushing blow. But hopefully he'll be able to really turn the tide here. It's a shame, honestly, but online connections and tournaments, man.
Yeah, it's a tricky thing about online tournaments. This is why, generally speaking, online tournaments can sometimes flow a bit better on PC, but it's just the nature of the game, really. These things happen.
Yes, it's a shame it happened, but
Noob Saibot.
hopefully Lammy will be able to keep up his consistency, because he did play pretty damn well. I just realized he's wearing a purple scorpion skin. It's quite nice.
Yeah, pretty snazzy.
Very snazzy. Oh, this
So
was
just to let everyone know and the players know, we're going to replay this round. So we're playing as if Lammy is up one round.
Okay.
Round 1. Fight.
Oh, both players starting off into it. And Hollow just walking up to Lammy right now. Oh no, I mean, he's automatically walking forward. I have no idea what's happening with him. Oh, I think...
Yeah, it looks...
Oh no, he's letting him have the round.
Oh, I see.
Purposely giving him the round. Take the round, friend. Even things out. Let's go back to how it was before. I would not spend my meter if
don't spend resources.
You want to use that meter for... Now this is where the game actually starts.
So luckily he's Lammy's just built that bar back, so it's all right.
Yeah. Now we can actually get into it properly. And Hollow, you can understand, he's probably not happy about that disconnect. I doubt either player are, but he probably just wants to go in, clean house. But again, as we mentioned, those teleports are gonna get him killed.
So what he's trying to do is he's trying to jump off that interactable into the teleport, hoping that it'll kind of confuse Hollow. But you've done it once, and once Hollow's seen something, he's not going to fall for it again.
Oh yes, no, definitely. He's always been good enough to actually recognize how a player actually plays. He's been playing fighting games for a substantial amount of time, and again, although that mix is very good against people who are unfamiliar with it, Hollow is clearly very familiar with it, and he's been punishing it very consistently. So I believe that Hollow may have sussed out how he actually plays at this point in time. Again, going for that overhead, but drops the combo. No overhead. Oh, want to keep him corner, and we did see an escape failed. That's a 30% grab. I think it's coming up here. Oh, there it is. You can tell Hollow wants to finish this as clean and quick as possible. Brave down 2. Oh, again, I think Lammy's going, and again, another failed escape, and that's another grab.
Oh, that's going to be a finish. That's it.
Yep, that is finito. Will he go for the brutality? Yes,
Bang.
He will. I had a feeling. But yes, that is Hollow taking it over Lammy. Unfortunately, there was a disconnection issue, but it just seemed like Hollow just picked up from where he left off at that point.
Yeah.
So I believe that's pretty much clean games all across the board for Hollow, actually.
Yeah, that's so he's, I think, one of 2 players. So it's Hollow and Django, and they've been the 2 players who have not lost a single game in the tournament so far. And so very soon we should actually be seeing those 2 play.
No, I'm looking forward to that, because again, wins across the board. I want to see this stuff. I gotta root. You're not gonna lie, I gotta kind of root for a little bit, because I've had the pleasure of meeting Hollow in person, so I'm secretly rooting for him. But, and also saying that, it'd be nice to see what his competition can really bring to the board. Really kind of shock him. Because he had to fight for some of those rounds, especially against the Kang player we did have earlier. Now, obviously, with Hollow, he's been around for a substantial time, and he has played quite a few fighting games.
Yes.
And what have you noticed about the type of characters he does pick in the fighting games you have seen him play?
Well, in Soul Calibur, he plays Aswell, I believe.
No offense, Hollow.
And in MK11 he plays Noob, and I think what's quite interesting about that is obviously in Soul Calibur I play Nightmare, but if I didn't play Nightmare, I would be playing Aswell if Nightmare wasn't in the game.
Really?
And yeah, I would. So I think there's something to be said there about Aswell and Noob, and kind of share that thing across both games. And I guess what these two characters share is they're good at spacing, but also really frustrating the opponent, making the opponent really want to press buttons when they shouldn't, and punishing them for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's not wrong. You're definitely not wrong about that. He's Aswell's always been a very scary character. I think ever since everyone saw how ridiculous his soul charge is, as well as the utility that kind of on him, and then he's just gotten better as people have explored basically all his tools and utilization in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also decent damage as well across both
Yes.
characters.
No, definitely. But we're coming up to our next match now, and I believe it's between Lisandro and Kid Lamy, which will be very, very good. The players are not yet all in here. We have Lisandro who's in here right now. We're just currently waiting on Kid Lamy, but it shouldn't take too long. But now going back on the topic of Soul Calibur very briefly, how are you feeling about Season 2?
So excited. Really excited. I think the game's already in a decent place. Just some, little nicks around the edge that really do need to be sorted with characters, who have verticals that play as if they're horizontals, and there's a few things like that. But
Zaslamel.
yes, I wasn't going to name names. I wasn't going to call anyone out. But yes.
Yeah, Andy, I'm looking at you. I'm calling you.
But speaking of Soul Calibur, we actually have a really, really exciting event that I'm just going to shout him out. Vern, fantastic, amazing community leader in the FGC, and he's arranged for the Soul Calibur community to actually have a day of events and tournaments at the Microsoft store taking place. I believe it's the 13th of September. It's either the 13th or the 14th of September.
I believe it is
yeah, it's the 14th of September. So really, really exciting event. Thank you so much, Vern. We love you.
Yeah,
if you are a Calibur player, definitely come down to this community event.
Yeah, it'll be a great opportunity to play the game, meet the community in person, meet a lot of you'd like to meet, because as I'm aware, a lot of the French community are actually interested in this event. So
yeah, Keone said on Twitter she might be coming down, and she's been inviting some of the other top French players as well. So hopefully we get some representation across Europe. But it's just going to be quite an exciting thing to be in the Microsoft store. And again, these connections are being built between different organizations and the FGC community. So yeah, it's great to see that both our games and our communities are being supported.
One of the big things that I'm actually interested there is we also have, since we just talked about him, we have the highest placing UK player coming down to the event as well, Andy Rue.
Yes.
After his fantastic, was it third place, I believe, at Verse Fighting this year.
Yeah, was it third place?
I'm pretty sure.
No, it was fourth place. I think he got fourth place.
Yes.
But still, more than respectable. Amazing job.
I'm so impressed and so proud of him because he's played. I know the amount of time he's put in, and of course he doesn't have all of the time in the world. So in his free time, that's where it's all been going. And finally, people are going to recognize him more for it, and it's finally shown. I'm intrigued to see how he's going to play when we get to the Microsoft store. This man does not know when to stop the grind. Very, very. But now I believe we are Kid Lamy in, so it'll be Lisandro vs Kid Lamy.
Yep, and then after this, we've got one more game after this actually, and then I believe we'll be able to declare who the winner is. And with that in mind, remember guys, 3 people from this tournament will be getting and will be sharing that prize pot, which currently stands at $52. But let me just be honest with you, we can make this so much bigger by the time these last few games finished, and you don't even have to pay anything to make that happen. You can donate for free by clicking the Matcherino link and using the code MK11KO6, and that donates free into the prize pot. So support your players.
Definitely do that, guys. It will encourage them to want to participate more. Well, when we put on the events, we'll definitely want to do them far more often and people are interested. But now we're just jumping straight into it. Kid Lamy against Lisandro. Cetrion versus Scorpion. Now this could be quite a scary match to play against Cetrion because, of course, there is that teleport, and Kid Lamy has made it like no secret that he is not at all scared to just throw out a teleport. But remember, live by the teleport, die by the teleport.
Die by the teleport. Oh, and that is how you use the teleport. Great work there.
Yeah, no, great stuff from Kid Lamy. Like, honestly, this match could absolutely 110% go in his favor because he's clearly happy, very happy going for this teleport. So whenever he is going to see those projectiles, but he gets caught for it. I do not know if I agree with using that so early on in the game. But
I guess he's kind of evened up the playing field now, and if he can take this round, it's certainly a bet having good work made.
You know, Lisandro is definitely looking out for that teleport right now. Oh, the second hit catches. Then you can actually jump over it. Oh, but you live by it. You die by it, my friend. Oh, so close. Anyone's game.
Unfortunate. Yeah, he catches him as a low. He's not watching his toes there.
Oh, both characters reset to neutral now. Now this is definitely get. Oh my goodness! No punish from Lisandro, unfortunately, but a crushing blow. Oh, we're gonna see big damage. Not too bad. Again, not optimal, but if the damage is consistent, consistency is far more important than sheer damage right now. And Kid Lamy
and I really like this adaptation from Lisandro. Instead of just going for the low, he's also starting to use the air. Is it the down forward one? A bit. So.
Oh, definitely Lisandro's taking his time with throwing out those projectiles, but Kid Lamy is showing that he's very, very angsty on his feet, and it's actually catching Lisandro on a lot of different occasions, but be aware of that teleport. You know he's doing those jumps on purpose to kind of like psych out Lisandro.
Yeah, bait him into it, but it doesn't work there. But Lisandro misses the punish, unfortunately.
And he still has access to the fatal blow, but I think that
doesn't matter. Good stuff.
Yeah, no, great stuff. Unfortunately, Lamy's got. I think he was the mind game of. I think he was focusing far too much on the teleport game instead of actually like taking more of an honest, direct approach towards the opponent.
Yeah.
And Lisandro knew that and was happy to kind of bait him out on it. Okay, that's 1-0 so far to Lisandro. I'm intrigued to see again, like, Lamy is very, very good when he can get things in his favor, but he does get a bit angsty on his feet. He can get, I think it does favor him in this matchup to get a little bit teleport happy, but he must not be afraid to walk up to his opponent and take more of a direct approach.
Yeah, and with the teleports as well, it's all about doing it in the right places. So he started off kind of, you know, jumping in the air and waiting for him to confirm that Lisandro's put a projectile out there. But then Lisandro adapted and started using the air lasers. And yeah, he hasn't quite found an answer to that. There it is, and he's not quite found an answer to it yet.
Oh, was
that
a bag? I believe that was a ground pound, but it may have just come out as a bag by accident.
Yeah, maybe he was trying to bait him into making a move there.
Using mind games. But raw chain. And again, those teleports. Lisandro just not on the timing of his punishes right now. And Kid Lamy can easily use that to his advantage. And Lamy not blocking that string right. But Lisandro is definitely not playing as well as he should right now. Getting a little bit too happy, not watching out for those teleports.
Ooh, I'm just gonna pray that he's moved and that this fatal blow's gonna work, but it didn't. And that should be a punish. Oh, he missed it.
Punish. The thing is, she can get absolutely huge damage off that. I'm not sure if you can do that in this variation, but I know the one with the geyser is definitely capable of pulling off 51%.
Yeah, I know in this variation she could get like a good 29% from a
Again, Lisandro
punish
not
like that.
thinking, just throwing out projectile to projectile. You cannot do that against someone that has a teleport. Again, catches it. Forward, back three. Again, just not watching those teleports. Lamy just blowing up Lisandro every time. adjustments have been made, and Lamy is definitely having it work in his favor. Oh, go! That was great. He knew grab was coming as well.
Let's go with those forward 4-3 string.
Yeah, the forward 3 is one of the strongest tools that Scorpion does have in the game. Again, he's trying to challenge that teleport, but it's just not working. Again, you just hold the block. Okay, goes for that. He still has access to Fatal Blow. So if a neutral duck does happen here, it definitely can go in his favor. And there it is!
Wow. Wow.
That is deaders. Super deaders.
Again, Lisandro using his Fatal Blow quite early on, but I guess you kind of have to. Well, yeah, no, he had no other choice but to use it then. But yeah, now he's not got it, so he's got to be really careful with his resources.
Yeah, no, Kinami definitely needs to just... Well, I was going to say that. Get a bit more teleport happy, and comes a crushing blow. And that is about 40%, because it will do damage over time. But Lisandro just wanting to... He just misses the punish from the teleport. What you doing, my friend? You need to start punishing that. Again, getting the grab, wanting to put Lani in the corner, which is a great position, honestly. But
oh, he almost reads the jump out of the corner, but doesn't quite get anything off of it.
Oh, does not block the low, catches the overhead, but again, it just... Lami just one step ahead at this point in time, because Lisandro is not correctly punishing these teleports. Again, you should not be doing that. You should be going for that and being careful. And this could absolutely be
that's it. Yeah.
Chip damage. And that's one apiece with Kid Lami taking. Yeah, it's one apiece. That was a very dominating from Kid Lami, and Lisandro there just kind of froze. Really, I think.
Yeah, and then he started doing like the ground pound really close in Kid Lami's face, and it's like. Yeah. Once you're backed against the corner as Cetron, you've got to be really careful what you throw out, because if you throw off something that's too punishable on block from too close to your opponent, then yeah, that's going to be a huge punish.
Now, here's a question, as I'm rather unfamiliar with Cetron's variations, but does she have the Rising Wall in this variation, or that's strictly the other one, the Geyser?
So it gets replaced. So in the spring cleaning, she's got kind of that really fast 12 frame rising wall, and it gets replaced with the boulders in Force of Nature, and you can put the boulders. They go a little bit further screen, so
okay.
Yeah, they've got a little bit more range, and I think that's kind of meant to solidify this variation as the zoning variation, and it's also got a brutality, and you can amplify it as well. But it's a lot slower is the problem.
Oh, that's a shame, but you know, Lisandro clearly saw that there was a problem in the match, and he has switched to Kung Lao, and I believe this is the one with the orbiting hat as well. That was very interesting, managing to down 2 under the projectile, but Kid Lami clearly showing some experience, as he knows that he can neutral duck when Kung Lao does throw out that hat. But
he tries to punish the hat there, but misses it.
Oh, what is happening right now with the hat? But the thing is, Lisandro's going for maximum swag, but he has absolutely no meter right now.
Good delayed wake up there. Completely avoids the overhead.
Now, see, that's one of the really cool parts about this variation. You're able to throw the orbiting hat. However, unlike most tools in this game, it not only uses 1 bar of offensive meter, but it actually uses 1 bar of defensive meter as well. So you are slowly over time defeating it, but this could definitely go in Lisandro's favor right now as he goes for big damage and get forward 2. Oh, 39%.
He takes him right to the corner. That should be a punish. Good stuff. He's going to finish that.
What a turnaround for Lisandro. Great stuff.
Round 2, fight.
That was sick, because I never get to see this variation get utilized. Oh, you cannot throw out those teleports blindly, my friend. But he knows his blocks, catches him with the big boy damage. Ooh, very smart stuff. Catches him with a dive kick. Unfortunately, Lami's being spoiled as he is playing in somewhat one way.
Yeah, and he's throwing out just so many things that are punishable on block again. I think a lot of Kid Lami's games, his opponents are getting damage off of him getting punished.
The thing is as well, Lisandro definitely doesn't seem to be one that's being very accurate, actually punishing Kid Lami. So he's actually letting him getting away with so much that he shouldn't right now.
That's
But
so true.
One of the great things that Lisandro's doing right now, when he gets up in his face, great down 2, is that he will actually go into a string, throw out the orbiting hat, keep himself plus, and that's it. He's still taking a round off him. But as I was saying, he's throwing out that hat, keeping himself plus, and Lami's trying to challenge that every single time, not realizing that's most likely plus. So that is, that is 2-1 to
That's down
Lisandro now.
2-1, yeah. So the character change is really paying off for Lisandro.
Yeah, maybe it's some form of unfamiliarity because not many people actually see Lotus Fist get used, and it's one of the really, really variations of the game that I do feel is underutilized. But Z-Hat is very, very strong in this game, as it will gel the opponent in, keeps Kong Lao plus, and it just more damage. And plus, the one reason why a lot of people go for Z-Hat over Orbiting Hat is because Orbiting Hat uses 1 offensive meter, 1 defensive meter, which is a very important tool in the game. If you can just play Z-Hat and on one bar offensive meter, then you're doing the job half the worry, honestly, half the resource.
Yeah. I've got a friend who plays this Kung Lao variation, Lotus Fist, and I'm one of those. I think this character is very good against players who like to press, because if you don't know the exact spots where it is actually your turn, and I guess same with a character like Jackie as well, with her stance cancels and things like that, and Liu Kang to some extent. If you don't know the exact right place to press, yeah, you're in trouble.
Absolutely. But it looks like we're going back to the Kung Lao fighting against Scorpion. Great down 3.
Oh, nice, yeah. Love how he's making himself a low profile in there to get under the spear.
And one of the great things that Lisandro's actually doing is he's throwing out that down. I call it the Kung Lao special. He's a crushing blow, but he will hit down 3 and go into a grab because, understandably, your opponent's blocking, so they don't want to get hit by that down 3. Again, plus. Ooh, throwing the disc. Oh, going for that down 3 again, so incredibly good. Oh, I do not agree with that. Look at how much health. Like, this is an uphill climb that Lami needs to do right now. But
Absolutely.
You know what?
He's gonna have a lot of work to do.
I think that was by accident because the wake-up option in this game is L2. To use super, it's L2 and R2. So I think he was probably mashing it out, and maybe the connection chewed it up and with it as fatal.
Yeah.
I do not believe he did that on purpose. And this could possibly be match point for Lisandro right now.
And that's the thing, once you've spent your fatal blow, that comeback factor is just completely gone, and he didn't win that round, so in a way it was wasted.
Yeah, but we cannot at all count out the ability that crushing blows do have in this game, as they do a substantial amount of damage. And Scorpion does have 2 extremely good ones as far as I'm aware. No, 3. He has 1 in his grab, he has 1 forward 3-4, and he has 1 on his full screen for spear. So that will hurt a lot of damage. Now that is one of the great parts about Orbiting Hat. It will constantly travel around you, and Lisandro was very smart there. By him throwing it out, he knew that Kid Lami got a little bit too angsty, wanted to do something kind of cute, would be clipped by the hat. Throws it out, doing the jump over, going for the grab, hopefully going for escape fail to get that really big damage in. But Kid Lami just keeps thrown into that hat while Lisandro just takes his time smoking for his opponent. Again, we all do know that at this point Kid Lami loves his
to teleport.
But if it works at times, it can really work to benefit of the player.
But I've not seen Lisandro try to get that down to crushing blow from it. Maybe he's not aware that it's a high, or it's, I guess, sometimes it can be a bit tricky to react to. But yeah, he's leaving a lot of damage on the table there.
Oh, you can see wake up fatal blow here.
Last breath.
No.
You can't take any more chip, and yeah, there it is.
It's very smart because that string is in fact actually safe. So, if Lisandro, the only thing that Lisandro could have possibly done was actually grab him out, and even then it could have been tanked. Oh, throws in the hat, or puts out the orbiting hat, keeps him in the corner, makes him respect the frames. But this is a big damage. It's got like a 17% grab. That's insane. Puts in the corner again, and the thing is, Lami, I believe he's purposely not taking the grab because he does not want to worry about the crushing blows. Oh,
Pressure. He's trying to poke his way out the corner there, but he's not successful. He's getting thrown.
Yeah,
he is literally on breath. There it is. Good stuff from Lisandro. He's going to take that 3-1.
Yes, no, great play from both players here. Obviously, Lamming's definitely played very well. He's definitely far more comfortable with Scorpion than he is Sub-Zero, but he needs to watch out on those teleports, because in some cases, against characters like Citron, it does occasionally work. However, when it's a character that does not need to be full screen away, then it seems like Lammy's kind of this weird point where he just, I wouldn't say he chokes, but he gets a little bit. But yes, that's it for Lisandro and Kid Lamy, with Lisandro taking it 3-1, I believe. Now, we should have the grand finals, which are going to be extremely, extremely good.
So it looks like, if my update on Smash is correct, that Hollow beat Django 3-0. So he gave Django his first loss in the tournament. Now it's going to be grand finals.
I'm looking forward to this. Both very, very good players in their respective rights. Oh my goodness.
So just going to wait for these players to come into the lobby. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this tournament so far. I think it's been fantastic to see East London Fighters supporting all the different games that are out there at the moment, whether it's Samurai Showdown, MK, Soul Calibur, and of course the classics, Tekken and Street Fighter. Fighting Fridays are now back as well, guys. So if you want to come offline and take some of this energy offline, definitely come down. But we do have a few events coming up quite soon actually. As we mentioned, we've got the Soul Calibur community event, and we've also got Battle of Destiny, which is taking place at the end of this month. There's going to be lots of games there: Dragon Ball Fighters, Tekken, Soul Calibur, and yeah, it's just going to be big season of events coming up. You've got the Sodium Showdown, got Revolution 2019 if you're into anime games, Gamepad, and the Big Yin. So do follow East London Fighters on Twitter if you're interested in attending any of these events.
Definitely, you don't want to miss out on them. They are going to be great. They're going to have a lot of people there. So the quality of play is going to be high. So it'd be a great opportunity for you to meet people who always wanted to meet in person, as well as get some really good games and some experience, which is always a very key and honestly a very important of playing fighting games, because playing offline compared to online, two very different experiences.
Definitely, and in many ways, like completely different games. But here we go, guys. We've got Hollow and Django, or Abby Chris, and they are lining up to deliver what should be a fantastic grand finals in this round robin.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this. I cannot lie, I'm rooting for both players here. Kong Lao versus Snoop Cybot. This could be very, very good. Hollow having a very dominating defense. I am intrigued to see what Abby Chris will be able to blow his hat in order to defeat Hollow, if possible doing it. Now, since release, of course, there has been a balance change, but not much has really happened for Kong Lao in this game. Seems to be like in a pretty decent place, I'd say. But honestly, for Noob Saibot, this is where I think this patch here should benefit him highly. And Chris just actually goes for the offense right now.
Absolutely, especially his seeing double variation, which Hollow's not using. But I mean, the character was always good, wasn't he? But just a few touches here or there has really made him excel.
Definitely more so quality of life changes, and that anti-air standing one was disgusting, and Hollow going for a preemptive down to putting him in the corner and just really dominating performance. That was all of a standing anti-air one.
Yeah.
Incredible. Again, Hollow wanting to apply pressure. This is where you do not want to be against Cyborg. He's just getting eaten up more damage. That's more. No, yeah, he's lost 50% of his life.
Yeah, here we go. Gets the restand, and yeah, he's on fire at the moment.
Oh my god, this could definitely. Oh, this is very close to being flawless, but unfortunately, commentator's curse clips me there, and it clips Hollow too.
Nice anti-air. Hollow is so ready with. Yeah.
Hollow has been so incredibly consistent down to, unfortunately, he could not take that trade, and that is 1-0 to Hollow. That last round was dominant as hell. My word. Hollow just on this endless tirade of clipping anyone in his way. 1-0 Hollow right now. But my word, like, it always impresses me to see what Hollow can attack, because anti-air game is nothing short of incredible, and when he's able to do it, like, he can get like sick damage, because he's playing Noob Cybot, a character that is known for crazy damage in this game, and of course its restand possibility is truly something. But Abby Chris now switching over to Reborn Scorpion, which we actually haven't seen in this tour yet. Now, Reborn Scorpion is a very interesting back. Unlike Searing Rage, which does have the flame buff, Reborn is all about those teleport cancels, and they can be very, very scary if they're put into the right hands, because they can make a lot of Scorpion string save, they can apply a lot of pressure that otherwise does not exist there, but it all comes down ultimately to the quality of the player as well as Hollow's knowledge. Oh, Hollow definitely playing a little bit more patient, being well aware of those teleport cancels. Nice stuff. That'd be Chris there.
Nice confirm.
Honestly, at this point in time, it seems like Hollow is perfectly... Look, there was a teleport cancel. Hollow definitely content with just being extremely patient, or standing anti-air 1, but nothing off it. No characters being shown. Oh my god, the tip of the down 2 clipping him. No big damage, but looks like Abby Crash just does not know what to do. He's frozen up a little bit. Yeah, just getting caught. Just getting caught. Sir, do some tech rolling. Yeah. Roll away out of this crazy damage, and Hollow just applying insane pressure right now, and it just seems like Chris is just frozen up. Again, I think he's trying to phase out Hollow, having him expect the teleport, but as you just saw this variation, he does have the downward sickle, which could actually make the teleport miss. Oh, down 1, that is the MKX special. Good tech. And look, Hollow knows about it. He's not afraid to challenge that teleport cancel.
Oh, nice punish there on the throw.
Ooh, very brave cross up there. Goes for the restand. Hollow has been so consistent with going for that low into the actual ghost ball. It has been crazy. And yet, just a bit of a desperation move there from Chris, and all it needs is one more touch. Doesn't go for a grab. No, down 4, very
One
smart.
thing I've definitely learned from watching these games is just don't jump at Hollow. Just don't bother. Stay on the ground.
Yes, no. Because
Don't bother.
He will clip you with a down 2, or happily challenge with a down 1 and hit you with about 34% into a restand. So you need to be very careful. Maybe that's why he picked Reborn. Because Reborn does have the teleport cancel. You can jump in and then do the teleport cancel to kind of pay out the standing 1, but it is just the standing 1 at the end of the day. You can cover very quick.
So potentially, Hollow is on game point.
No, definitely. Hollows can definitely take it right now, but Abby Chris really needs to tidy up his game with Reborn, because Reborn is a very good variation. But unfortunately, it just seems like Hollow knows how this variation functions. And honestly, I think that Dark Sabbath and its tools and arsenal have great answers against Reborn.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. He's got the kind of mobility with his teleport, and he's got damage to compete, decent crushing blows, so yeah, and good projectiles as well to kind of keep Scorpion on its pivot.
That was so sick. He knew that teleport cancel was coming and goes into the grab, and then full combo coming up here. Abby Chris just being clipped with everything in his way right now. Oh, another down 2. Oh, down 2s for days. We're gonna get another one.
Gotta be careful. He's really running out of life.
Definitely. Abby Chris needs to slow this down and play at his own pace. Oh,
Nice
another down 2. Hollow just being very clearly content with just kind of taking his time, but he will get clipped for that. Ooh, big damage coming up. Oh, drops the combo though, which is a shame. Unfortunately, Hollow himself seems a little bit too comfortable playing keep away game, and he is being clipped for it. Great breakaway,
but he gets hit anyway. Ah!
Oh,
damn.
Clips. Now the thing is, in Dark Sabbath does not have the low clone, so this might be food for thought for Chris, but you can stand string. You don't have to worry about the low clones. Oh, what's gonna be? No down 2, but does punish him for it regardless. Abby Chris clearly playing the gimmicks. Love it. He's clearly playing a little bit more aggressive. Oh, the teleport. That's what you don't want to be against Noob Sidewalk. Big damage coming up. 34%. Force him to the restand. 2-1-2 again. This absolutely could be in Hollow's favor. He just needs one more touch.
It's looking like the final round.
Oh, goes for the overhead. That is unsafe as hell, and that is going to be it.
Hollow man.
Both players with Hollow taking that very, very clean over. Now, I'm not
I thought
sure
he was going to mercy there when I thought he was going for a mercy.
Well, that would definitely be something. That'd be extra brownie points. I mean, fortunately, Hollow just wants to walk away with the victory, and GG's to Hollow as he won, and now he walks away with a fair bit of money in his pocket from the tournament.
Yeah. So the top 3 players are going to get a payout from this. Thanks to everyone who took the time to donate with the free code on the Matcherino. Really appreciate that. It's the community that makes these events work. So thank you for those people who did that.
Yeah, no, that was great stuff, honestly. Thank you, everyone here watching and who has participated, especially as it was you guys that helped put a very, very good show for us to talk about. Plus yourselves at home could observe, watch, and enjoy. So it's an absolute pleasure from both players. And thank you to everyone who was here to actually be part of it.
Yep. Good games, everyone. And we'll catch you at the next TNT.